get the runs on the board. That's what Hobart did. They got 164 on the board, and Stars looked like they were cruising, but they lost a couple of wickets, and the whole game changes when you lose wickets.
So if you're the Hurricanes, do you look at that and say, okay, well, it worked for us 2 days ago. Well, let's try and stick to doing it again and put the Stars under pressure with their chasing it?
Personally, I would, but they didn't. They were sent in on Saturday, as Scotty Boland said. They've won 1 toss out of 7, so Peter Hanscom can't take a trick with the toss of the coin, so I don't think it really worries them. They'd be happy to chase as well. They've got a good enough batting lineup. Yeah, look at that team they've got. If it's anything like Saturday's, Darcy Short, Ben McDermott, Darwood Malan, Peter Hanscom, Colin Ingram, then they've got Tim David who can really hit, and then they're into the bowling sort of all-rounders like Botha and Ellis and these type of characters. So, no, they're a good team. They're top 3 for a reason.
We thought they were going to post a score of about 185 at one stage, and they didn't end up getting that. 164 ended up being enough, which was bizarre. The first game for the Renegades, Tomo's put it on the screen for us, our producer extraordinaire. First game for the Renegades in Melbourne is January 14 against the Heat, and the first game for the Stars in Melbourne is January 15th against the Strikers as well.
Well, the Renegades Heat game will be a beauty. Not.
What's going on with the Renegades? Can I just... we've got about a 2-minute window here for you just to give us your rundown on the Renegades.
What can you say? Look, I mean, the Renegades yesterday bowled beautifully to the halfway point, 2 for 63. Hatzoglu takes a catch at third man. He accidentally steps on the rope. Josh Inglis says, there's my life. Bang, bang, bang. Nabby drops a catch. The last over, he misfielded 1 for 4. The total gets up to 180-odd. Which is about what the par winning score is batting first anyway, 185 or something. Our blokes go out. Finchy plays a loose shot, gets out. Poor Sean Marsh was looking magnificent again, and then a beautiful straight... Oh, that's how Finch got out, sorry. No, he didn't play a loose shot. No, Sean Marsh smashes one down the ground, hits the bowler's hand, and runs Finch out of the non-strikers then. It happened to him in the BBL Grand Final. Same thing. I mean, unlucky. I've seen it twice now. And we're so reliant, the Renegades are so reliant on Finch and Marsh. Sammy Harper went up the top. He was in there for a reason. He chops one on, that's life. And then there was a combination of some average shots. Riley Russo, I don't know what he's doing. He gets out to a loose shot every game.
So you can't call 7 unlucky things bad luck, though, can you?
Not when it's happened to
Renegade, that's right.
In the last 3 games.
Yeah.
And it's another 100-run loss, basically. It's a third 100-run loss this year. They've got to think... Oh, it's been horrible. It's just horrible, the batting at the moment. But even the bowling, at worst, they should have been chasing 160, not 180. Bad fielding, bad bowling in the end, cost them another 20 runs. And just, there's no, I don't know what it is, but they don't look like they've got any battle plan at all with the bat. Like, it's just like if Finch and Marsh don't do it for us, we're in trouble. You can't rely on the others. And the top score outside of Prestwich, I don't think anyone got, there might have been one, Marsh got 14, I reckon. That was about it. The rest got under 10. As I said, Finch looked good, and you could see he was on, but run out off the bowler's hands. You can't do anything about that. And then Riley Rousseau, he's been a complete disappointment to mine. He keeps getting caught. Getting out the same way all the time.
I like the way you threw in an us in there, though. That was nice of you to throw in an us.
Yeah, I know, but it's just...
It's kind of you to throw it just in the middle of saying that things aren't going right. You throw in an us.
Well, it is an us. I do feel
it's part of the unit.
You feel part of it when you've been part of it for 7 years in a row, and you've been part of a franchise that you've worked hard on with a lot of other people, and then you see the ultimate success, and then 2 years later you're seeing garbage. And I know they're trying, and I want them to do well, but at the moment it's just a mile off. And I feel for Maxi Klinger, but. He's a young coach. I understand that. We had Simon Helmet on, last time, Friday night, I think we had him on for the game. And he said they're working hard and all that, but, geez, they just look like they're all way off the mark at the moment. It's disappointing.
One off the text from Brett, 0433 98 11 16. Finch should have stayed at his crease. So there is a lesson for all batsmen, isn't there? But the lesson's been there for eternity.
He wasn't a long way out of his crease, but Marsh hit the ball so hard and Berendorf's got a finger on it. And he was just standing just out of his crease. He couldn't get back, obviously, because it was going that fast. Geez, it was a good shot. It was going to be 4 if it didn't hit the stumps. Anyway.
And one here, Pipe, stick to commentary. The weather from Thursday is perfect in Melbourne. So we've got some good weather coming in Melbourne, I've been told, which is good news because...
you said the last couple of days, didn't you?
Yeah, I said the last couple of days.
Well, it has been crap the last couple of weeks.
Well, some people like the rain pickers. I socialise with a lot of people who who's first line to me, gee, it's great to have the rain. No, I wanted 30 degrees.
Yeah, well, I know, because you've got the pool. But the problem is you're living down Geelong way. They want the rain, the farmers.
The farmers want the rain. Anyway, farmers love the rain.
They do.
You're listening to Big Bash Nation for McDonald's. The McRib and the El Maco are back at Macca's this summer. Quick update, New Zealand-Pakistan. New Zealand 3 for 270.
That's a good effort.
After 75 overs. Williamson 107 and Nichols 79. And this one not far away from getting underway. Hobart Hurricanes and the Melbourne Stars coming your way next.
You're listening to the Big Bash Nation pre-game show.
Australia v India, every ball of every test. Live on your home of cricket this summer, SEN.
The Sounding Board with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. It's sport, it's the media, it's talking about the issues that matter.
Tony Abbott chimed in and said he'd, quote unquote, never leaked details of cabinet discussions to News Corp. So there's some funny things there to unpack, don't I?
Never again, Tony.
He could have said anything other than I didn't leak. And people would have believed it. Here's the thing about leaking. Half the time people leak, they don't actually realise they're leaking. They don't have the self-identification that they have just said something they shouldn't have said. Can they be trusted? When you bring that many tennis players in who are that answerable to themselves generally and respectfully speaking, a relatively selfish sport.
Absolutely they are.
How do you trust that they will live to the conforms of our community the entire time they're here? Like, it's one thing to put AFL players in a half, it's another thing to put freewheeling, high-rolling tennis players.
For Drinkwise, stay safe, and if you're choosing to drink, please drink wise. The Sounding Board with Hutchie and Damo. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
The massive headlines.
Nathan Buckley had a phone conversation with Adam Treloar. The senior group didn't want him around the club anymore.
The huge moments in sport.
He gets the ball over 20. The Melbourne Storm have won it.
And excitement.
Oh, that's a good-looking kick off the boot. You're kidding me.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday you can watch it online. Saturday Trackside is on live stream on the SEN app, on your mobile via Twitch, your computer or smart TV. The banter, the fun, the expert analysis and horse racing tips. Simon O'Donnell, Dave Taggart and co bring it all to the table. Saturday Trackside. Watch the live stream this Saturday. SEN Track, the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin. And I'm Steve Johnson. And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom. We're pumped, ready to go. Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. It's mad, eh?
Jamie Whincup, welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good. Feels good to be back.
Plus you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
Real Adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
I'm just astonished how many people are still using the wrong burley cages, Pat. You need to get your cages down to the bottom for the whiting. Look at the design of a whiting's face. They're shaped so their mouth turns in underneath their jaw and they feed hard on the bottom. So where are they going to be? They're going to be on the bottom.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-storey, 5-storey and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies mate. That's IMAR.
You're listening to Big Bash Nation for McDonald's. The McRib and El Maco are back at Macca's this summer.
Great to have your company on Big Bash Nation. Hobart Hurricanes, Melbourne Stars, not far away from getting underway at Bellerive Oval in Hobart a couple of days after the Hurricanes won by 21 runs over the Stars. Time to get an odds update. And here it is. Here's the odds on today's Big Bash Nation contest.
An odds update for Neds. Pump up your BBL odds with Neds Same Game Multi. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Thanks, guys. G'day, punters. The Big Bash continues with another exciting clash between the Stars and the Hurricanes at Blundstone Arena this afternoon. And betting suggests that it is going to go right down to the wire. Currently, the bookies cannot split them. And there is $1.91 available for both sides. Glenn Maxwell and Marcus Stoinis currently share favouritism to top score for the Stars this afternoon. $3.50 available for both of those players. Andre Fletcher and Nicholas Purana tied on the second line of betting $5. Darcy Short will look to take the game away from the Stars at the top of the order. And it probably comes as no surprise that he is the $3.75 favourite to top score for the Hurricanes. Ned's Same Game Multi is available on every Big Bash game this season, and you can pump up your odds by combining selections from some of your favourite markets. A Same Game Multi that has been popular with Ned's punters today combines Glenn Maxwell scoring 20 runs or more, Dawood Milan scoring 20 runs or more, and Sandeep Lamashane taking just one or more wicket for a combined $3.13. That's it from me today, punters. For a full list of markets, head to neds.com.au. Enjoy the game. Good luck. If you're having a bet, always remember to gamble responsibly.
Great to have Neds on board. You can pump up your odds with Neds Same Game Multi, available on every BBL match this week. Gamble responsibly, though, and you can call 1-800-858-858 to get the latest from Neds. The latest on what's happening at Bellerive Oval, coming away with Liam Pickering, who joins us for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. You can send money overseas with their app. We'll bring you the opening delivery of Hurricanes v Stars next.
You're listening to the Big Bash Nation pregame show.
Big Bash Nation, all the big hits, all the big wickets. Hear it live this summer on your home of sport, SEN.
Don't Shoot the Messenger with Caroline Wilson and Corey Perkin. Great local tips, books, screen food, recommendations. The week that was.
Coming down the escalators at Sydney Airport, there was this huge video sign, "Welcome back Melbourne, we've missed you." It was really quite emotional.
There's just a different feel, different thing that fuels both cities, that we're quite comfortable in our boring, flat Yarra River skin, whereas Sydney somehow wants what we have. This is why I loved Megan coming out and talking about this openly, because what it reminds us is that you've actually had a loss in your family and you need people to rally around you. And if people do know, they need to know that this is a very difficult time and they need to feel comfortable saying to you, "I'm with you, I'm sorry, what can I do?"
Proudly supported by Prince Wine Store. Head to princewinestore.com.au and thanks to Click for Vic. Get the best of Victoria delivered at Click for Vic. Become best friends with Caro and Corey. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
The major moments in sport.
AFL Grand Final, we played at the Gabba.
Individual brilliance.
Martin's got it. He scored. He shoots. It's the stuff of legend. Don't tell me.
Inspiration.
State of Origin series is won by Queensland.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday you can watch it online. Saturday Trackside is on live stream on the SEN app, on your mobile via Twitch, your computer or smart TV. The banter, the fun, the expert analysis and horse racing tips. Simon O'Donnell, Dave Taggart and co bring it all to the table. Saturday Trackside. Watch the live stream this Saturday. SEN Track, the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium or call an expert now on 13IMR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imr.com.au today or call 13IMR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
The tradies, mate. That's IMR.
Real Adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
I'm just astonished how many people are still using the wrong burley cages, Pat. You need to get your cages down to the bottom for the whiting. Look at the design of a whiting's face. They're shaped so their mouth turns in underneath their jaw and they feed hard on the bottom. So where are they going to be? They're going to be on the bottom.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom. We're pumped, ready to go. Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. It's mad, eh?
Jamie Whincup, welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
You're listening to Big Bash Nation for McDonald's. The McRib and El Maco are back at Macca's this summer.
Great to have your company. Keep your texts coming 0433 98 11 16 if you'd like to join Liam Pickering and I on the text. Send us through your thoughts anytime during the course of the afternoon, during the course of this game. We're bringing you the doubleheader today on Big Bash Nation, Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Thunder a little bit later on. But Hobart Hurricanes and the Melbourne Stars not far away from getting underway. Just 2 days after the Hurricanes won by 21 runs, the Melbourne Stars looked a little unlucky in that one. The Hobart Hurricanes have had a really good Big Bash season, but there's this sneaky suspicion in this little broadcast studio that the Stars might be in for a good afternoon.
Well, that's what I think, and the teams are in, Dwayne, and the Hurricanes have won the toss. So there you go, the thought of what they want to do first. Well, they've won the toss and they're going to have a bowl. So the Stars are batting. And I'll give you the teams. There's 3 changes to the Stars team. So in comes Larkin, Nick Larkin, Seb Gotch and Adam Zampa at the expense of Nick Maddinson, who's injured still, so he didn't quite come up. Ben Dunk and Khan has been left out as well. So unchanged, the Hurricanes, the same lineup that beat the Stars on Saturday. So the batting lineup for the batting team, the team that's batting first in the Stars, is Stornis and Fletcher. Larkin's listed to come in at 3, Glenn Maxwell at 4, Pooran at 5, Cartwright down at 6 now, so he's shuffled down from 3 to 6. Seb Gotch comes in at number 7, then Zampa, Hatcher, Rainbird and Stanlake. And as I said, the unchanged team for the Hurricanes, they'll line up like this. Darcy Short and Ben McDermott to open up. Darwood Milan at 3, Peter Hanscom 4, Colin Ingram at 5, Tim David at 6, Johan Botha at 7, Nathan Ellis at 8, Boland at 9, Meredith 10 and Lamashane at 11. So the Stars have gone with a little bit more depth with their batting and brought in the #1 leg spinner in the country. So for mine, that's a much better balanced side than they had the one on Saturday against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the conditions still look pretty good. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this one unfolds. Don't forget, because we've got the double header, it's going to be back-to-back cricket on Big Bash Nation today. Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Thunder a little bit later on. We talked about the ladder earlier on today, Liam Pickering mentioning the fact that this is a big one in terms of the Hobart Hurricanes establishing themselves at the top end of the ladder, and the Melbourne Stars maybe getting some space put between them and the top teams that they lose this one. But the Stars win this and all of a sudden it can start turning around quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they're a good enough team to be top 5. They'll be finding it out, in my view. They'll be finding out with the Scorchers for that 5th spot. I do think the 2 Sydney teams are the best 2 teams. At the moment, the ladder looks like this. Sydney Sixers on top with 21 points. The Thunder in second position on 19. Hurricanes third on 8 with 18 points. Then back in 4th spot on 13 points. So 5 points behind the Hurricanes, the Strikers. And on 11 is the Stars. Now, the Stars have got a game in hand. Then it's the Scorchers, who are on 9 points after 6 games. The Heat on 8 and the Renegades on 5. So the two Sydney teams clearly on top at the moment. But the Hurricanes win today, they'll go straight past the Thunder in second spot. And if they get the bonus point, they'll go to top.
One on the text here asking whether will 20-over cricket survive or will it have an expiry date? I think it's going to survive forever. I see there's a London 100 coming up.
They might flip around. They'll play around with the formats. I think so the 50-over format's going to survive because of the World Cup.
Yep.
And the tradition of the World Cup. But I'd much prefer to watch 20-over cricket than 50-over cricket, I must say. That's my personal view. But then again, I look at the 20-over format. We'll get greedy. People will get greedy, Dwayne.
Yep.
That won't be enough. Let's make it a 10-over contest. Yep. Kids are getting bored. Let's make it 8 overs. I mean, 20 overs to me, it'll survive because it's exciting.
Do you think the London 100 is going to catch on? 100 balls, 100 deliveries each. And I think one bowler can be nominated as a bowler that bowls a 10-ball over if he's having a good over.
Well, that's just the Poms version of tricking it up a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, I know they had a lot of international players signed to play in it. So, yeah, I do think it'll survive. I think all these concepts will survive in some format because people want to watch it. They get good broadcast audience, and forget the fact that the crowds are down in Australia at the moment on the Big Bash. They've been really strong crowds for a long period of time. They're not as strong as they once were, where we had 85,000 or 87,000 at the MCG for a Stars Renegades game. Not sure we're going to quite get there, but at the end of the day, mate, we'll see what happens, I guess, going forward. Who knows?
So it's Andre Fletcher and Marcus Stoinis at the crease to open up for the Stars. The Hurricanes winning the toss and sending the Melbourne Stars in. Riley Meredith will open up with the ball. And that big Mashtaka twirled for the Hobart Hurricanes.
He's the Earl Flynn of Big Bash cricket at the moment, Riley Meredith. He's a very impressive fast bowler. And he got a little bit of treatment on Saturday. He went for 30.
Yeah, number 36 from his 4.
From his 4 overs and wasn't quite on song. Okay, we're just having a look at our mics over at the ground.
Sort that out very quickly. So Andre Fletcher, 10 from 8 deliveries 2 days ago. Marcus Stoinis, 7 from 10 deliveries 2 days ago. But they were batting second 2 days ago. So this time they get to bat first. And I've got a suspicion that they'll post a score that's a little bit bigger than the 143 that they posted chasing the other night.
Yeah, I do too. Fletcher, remember, got run out. He got sizzled by, I think it was by Storm. What a
good throw by Short, but he had 3 stumps to aim at.
Well, he was only halfway up the pitch. Yep. So it looks like a nice crowd building there at Blundstone Arena too. So similar type crowd from the one that was there Saturday.
So bright sunshine and perfect conditions and the opening delivery from Riley Meredith. And it's outside edge, past second slip, down to the boundary for 4. There's the start for Andre Fletcher.
That's what you call a little bit of luck. It was a genuine edge, second slip. They had a slip in, but it went wide of the first slip and probably would have been a nice catching height for the second slip. But third man was a bit squarer, and so it just scorched off towards the fence and into the rope. So it's a nice start for the other batsman.
Well, we talked about the Melbourne Stars not having any luck in their last game. Maybe that's an indicator that this might be the game where they have a little bit of luck go their way.
I'll tell you what, it was a good ball. It was at speed, an outswinger at speed, and he had to play at it and got a nice thick outside edge, Fletcher. He's got a real funky hairdo too. Got the dreads with the red in them.
Thinking of running with some of those myself this coming winter. Fletcher on strike, and this one's on middle stump, dug out, squeeze his way to square leg. They think about a couple. They will come back for 2 and will run.
Again, another good ball. It was a Yorker. He just clamped down on it and was able to get the inside edge out to square leg and just wide enough from the fielder that they got back for 2. So he's bowled 2 good balls and he's gone for 6 off his first 2 here, Riley Meredith.
That nearly got through him.
Oh, and he went over too. He went over the big guy.
He did.
Nothing worse than if I see a fast bowl. I used to find it funny when you'd see the fast bowls out because I'd be sitting in slip having a laugh, but they didn't find it funny.
No.
They have to pick themselves up.
You don't want to lose one early on. So Meredith in again, third delivery to Fletcher, who's on 6, and he almost chopped on, and he's chopped it down to fine leg for 4. He's just chopped it past the edge of his off stump, and again, the luck running with him. He's got 10 from 3.
And he's got them all off the edge. That was a French cut. That went over the top of middle stump. So the ball jagged back on him. It went over the top of middle and leg, past the wicketkeeper for 4. It might be his day. Andre Fletcher, he's 10 off 3 balls and he hasn't hit one in the middle yet.
So Meredith.
So he's frustrated, young Meredith, but his figures are none for 11 after 3 balls. Not ideal.
This could be a huge over. Big start for the Melbourne Stars if they can make this a 20-run over. So in comes Meredith. Fletcher on strike and he drives outside edge and he's gone. Edged into the keeper and he's out. What an eventful opening over.
Well, that one was the wide out swinger again. Well done to Riley Meredith. He threw it up there again, let it swing, and Fletcher couldn't help himself. He's thinking, it's my day. He's heard the edge and he's thought, have I got that past the keeper? No, it went straight into his gloves. So he's gone for 10 off 4 balls and well-deserved wicket, really. He bowled beautifully without luck for the first 3, then bowled a wide and threw one wide, got the thick outside edge, and Ben McDermott said, I'll do the rest. Thanks very much. And now that big fellow was standing on our cord, he's moved, thankfully.
So the effects are back. Not soon enough for you to hear the crowd roar with that one, but great news for the Hobart Hurricanes, who, if you joined us late, won the toss, sent the Stars into bat, and Andre Fletcher, the first man out for 10, caught behind off the bowling of Riley Meredith. 3 changes for the Melbourne Stars. Nick Larkin, Seb Gotch and Adam Zampa all coming into the lineup that lost to the Hurricanes a couple of days ago. The Hurricanes remain unchanged. So Larkin is the new batsman, the new player into the team and the new batsman at the crease.
Well, he's come in today, one of the 3 changes, isn't he? He's a good player, Nick Larkin. Been important for them too.
So Larkin on strike, Meredith in, and he plays and misses outside off, but this one was missed. No edge this time. It's been a great over for an 11-run over from Riley Meredith with the ball to come.
It is. It's amazing. You're going to look back at it and go, he's expensive in the first over. He has not been hit out of the middle yet. One was a wide, the rest have been edges. And a play and a miss now. So he's got the swing going. He's got the outswing going at pace. He's bowling full. Outside of that short ball that went for a wide. Every other ball's been up, really. Andre Fletcher's got the replay there. He's thinking, gee, I was stiff.
Yeah.
You weren't really, mate. You didn't hit one in the middle.
Could have been our first ball. And he's grumpy. He's gone down the race. Larkin on strike, and he plays and misses again. Great over, Riley Meredith, the opening over bowled. And there's a wicket from it and 11 runs from it. 1 for 11. Here's the score after 1.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-story, 5-story and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
Liam Pickering with us in the expert chair for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money overseas with their app. And it's 1 for 11 after 1.
Yeah, great first over. Eventful because it was 11 runs taken off it. But he didn't do a thing wrong then. Meredith, it could have been a wicket maiden, really. It probably would have been for 1 because he did bowl that wide. But every ball he put on the stumps, he's both are now for the second over. He often bowls in the power play.
1 for 18 from his 3 overs a couple of nights ago. Johan Botha.
Stornis hasn't had a look at it yet. This is his first ball.
And Stornis waits for him and he sweeps this down on one knee for 6. Wow. He's put it into the house next door.
He has.
They're going to have to get that out of the fish tank.
Mrs. Jones that lives in there has had to fish a few balls out of there in the last couple of seasons. Well, that was a typical Botha ball. Right arm around the wicket to the right-hander, sliding it from outside leg, trying to slide it outside off, but Stornis was awake to it. Just put the leg straight down the pitch and sort of hoiked him, slog sweep style, straight over square leg for 6.
And over there's a giant advertising board there in front of the fence into the backyard of that house. And it was that big a sweep. It cleared the advertising and That ball's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. They're about to get a new
Is Mrs. Jones not home to throw it back over the fence?
Mrs. Jones she has her grandkids there, and what they do is when the ball comes in, one gets it, and the other one gets on his bike and takes it, and away they go. They've got a heap of balls that they're selling around the corner at the market.
Did you ever wait behind the goal for a Sharon as a kid back at local footy?
In store, I did. Yeah, my word, I did. I kick it over the fence into the cement works, and away we go with it.
So 6 off the opening delivery.
Back to bite us, because when we got the senior team, they were paying us bugger all. They took it off our match payments.
Both are in, and this one's played down the pitch with respect. And he gets himself a single in the end to mid-wicket.
Yeah, the $100 a game went back to about $50 a game for us back then.
Already stamped with the footy club logo on the ball so they could see it.
Well, you could never use it around the clock. You couldn't use it at the main ground in case someone from the, one of the trainers or the coaches came down and caught you.
1 for 18 into the second over of this Melbourne Stars innings. 1.2 overs bowled. Both are bowling at the moment. Larkin now on strike. Stoinis is 7 from 2. And the man out, Andre Fletcher.
Yeah, it's a good wicket too, because Fletcher's a very fast scorer international. They've got him over here for a reason. That's to give him a flyer, but hasn't really come off yet. You think he will in a game or two, though, because he does hit the ball hard.
He was living dangerously, though, every ball he faced.
Oh, you had no idea of that.
Both are into Larkin. It turns this on the onside, and well fielded. Had that short third man. Short fine leg, I should say.
Yeah, no run there. Straight to him. Late in the game, they would have taken a single then back into the innings, but they don't do it early. No way.
So that fine leg inside the circle. Just waiting for that exact shot. Larkin on strike after a dot bowled by Botha. He's in again. And this one played just outside off. Pokes it onto the offside. No addition to the score. So 2 dots in a row after a 6 of his first delivery.
Yeah, well, Larkin's not that sort of player. Stoinis is. He'll muscle him over the fence if he can. He's such a beautiful hitter.
Larkin's faced 4 balls, yet to get off the mark. Both are in. Larkin off the back foot, tries to pull it for 6. Didn't get enough on it. It's only 4, but he'll take that. Bounces its way to the boundary.
That was a gift. It really was. It's unlike Botha. I mean, the first ball that Stoinis hit for 6, well, a lot of players wouldn't have even thought of hitting that for 6. They would have just patted it down the pitch, but Stoinis was in that mindset. That one was a genuine half-tracker, which he rarely does, Botha, and it got the treatment it deserved. Stoinis would hit that out of the ground as well, that ball, because it just sat up and looked at him.
So 1 for 22. Larkin on strike, and he plays this from the crease. Out to cover, extra cover, no addition to the score. End of the over. 11 runs from that Botha over, and after 2 bowled, Stars are 1 for 22.
If you love racing, you'll love SEN Track. Start your day with us, Ian Healy and Pat Welsh, and catch up on all the latest in chasing, pacing and racing. Join us on SEN Track Ingham 96.1 FM, Atherton 99.1 FM, and the all-new Gold Coast 1620 AM, and Brisbane 1053 AM.
It's the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Join in all the fun on SEN Track.
SEN Track.
Also available on the SEN app.
Stats for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux. Great to have Dulux on board. And at the moment, it's 1 for 22, the scoreline for the Melbourne Stars, who lost the toss. Hurricanes sent them in. And Scott Boland about to be given the ball after having a chat to us pre-game.
Yeah, well, he does take wickets, Scotty Boland. And he was able to remove Stoinis in the first innings. Thought he had him out LB, and we thought it was pretty close too. Might have been a fraction high. Give a not out, and then he got him with the leading edge and straight up in the air. But Stoinis, he did drive him straight down the ground for 4 beautifully before he got him out as well. So
first delivery is going to be to Stoinis. His old mate waits for it. He tried to turn this on the onside. He looped it off the glove. Didn't find its way to the keeper. It bounced to him, and he survives.
He was through his shot a bit early then. Ended up hitting the glove on the... He was already through his pull shot before it got there.
1 man out. If you have joined us late, is Andre Fletcher. Court McDermott bowled Riley Meredith for 10.
Stoin, I think, is giving himself a bit more of the curls before he started this game. He's got the veins happening on the big forearms.
Ball on in, it's short, and he tries to play this from the crease, and he plays it along the deck all the way to cover. He didn't time that.
Got the buys all working at the moment, the biceps. He's done a set before he's come out the bat.
Which you would, wouldn't you?
You're going to wear a shirt that tight.
Yeah.
You'd want to have hit the gym.
Don't mind. A little bit of oil even. Accentuated.
Oil. Imagine seeing a cricketer come out with oil. Well, mind you, I didn't think I'd ever see a cricketer with a mouth guard, but...
Ball on in, and straight back to the bowler, and he fields on his follow-through off the bounce. So it's another dot. So at the moment, this little bowl and Stoinis battle, which we enjoyed a couple of nights ago, is continuing with 3 dot balls.
Yeah, good areas he's bowling. Just short of the length. No width. And that was the same length he bowled the last game, and Stoinis went to hoik him and just got a top edge and it ended up getting caught at square leg.
And he was the star. Scott Boland the other night threw for 22 from his 4 overs. This is first over of this contest. Ball 4, and he catches him at the crease, and it's a defensive shot. Just kept it out off middle stump, and it's 4 dot balls to start this over.
Yeah, it's a nice start. The first 2 went for 11. So the run rate coming into the over was 11 and over. After 4 dot balls, they pulled it back to 8.25. This is the power play, remember. The first 4 overs, I know we've got those other 2 that can cause as much confusion as anything. But these first 4, you'd want somewhere in the 30s. 40 would be ideal if you could get there.
See if we can get another dot. Stoinis again defensively, back down the pitch, full face of the bat, plays it back to the bowler, and here's one good delivery away from a mate.
Which would be very rare in the power play, the bowler maiden. They've been all good balls, and no width at all for Stoinis at the moment. He gets one in the area that he wants, though. He'll go hard.
But then again, he doesn't want to fall for the trick of, I'm under pressure now.
That's what he did the other day. He's under pressure because Stoinis can score quick at the back end. And he knows that. He can often be a slow starter at the top of the innings, but geez, he can motor home pretty well.
So he just tosses one up here tantalisingly for Stoinis to have a crack at, because at the moment, Stoinis just wants to get through the over by the looks of things and not do anything crazy. Boland bowls, Stoinis drives, and it's going to be 1. So they pick up 1 at the end of the over, tries that to extra cover, but a brilliant over, and you can hear the fans' appreciation by Boland. Just 1 from it after 3. The Stars 1 for 23.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Yeah, seen it all.
So Larkins 4 off 6, Stoinis 8 from 8. 1 for 23 after 3 overs. Hurricanes winning the toss, sending the Stars in to bat.
Going to be calling a game with Thingamajig.
Yep.
Which is...
It's on my Coke.
The can of Coke you drink, it says on the side, Thingamajig.
Yeah, share a Coke with Thingamajig.
And the other one says what? Dag.
Yeah, there you go.
What are they putting that on those now? What are they putting that on Coke cans for?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a sucker for a frozen Coke, though, at McDonald's on the way from this.
I'm a Slurpee guy.
Ellis in. Stoinis on strike, and he's caught at the crease, squared up a little, plays it back down the pitch. That's 7 dot balls out of the last 8.
Yeah, so he was 6 off 1 ball, remember?
Yep.
He's now 8 off 9, so they've tightened it up a bit. Both of them didn't get a second over. They didn't get Meredith a second over, which is really interesting because he ended up swinging at pace. His over was a cracking over. I know it went for 11, but he got a wicket. New batsman, I would have probably given him the 3rd over, but they like to hold him because they know the Stars have got such power with the likes of Maxwell and Purrin in particular in the middle order. Seb Gotch coming in is a good handy addition too. Little hitter, Seb.
Ellis in, and he tries to cut this through point. He bottom edges it, bounces it to the keeper, and again it's a dot. Stoinis couldn't get it away. Stoinis is 8 from 10, Larkin 4 from 6, and they've pulled them right back here, the Hobart Hurricanes.
They were 1 for 22 after 2 overs. They've got 4 balls left in the power play now, and they're 1 for 23.
Well, you mentioned 2 days ago how good the Hurricanes bowling is, and
they've got great variety, Dwayne.
Yep.
That's what they've got.
And they'll be improved by having Adam Zampa in as well.
Oh, yeah, that makes a big difference. Stars, when they've got him in there.
So could be a game where a small score might get away.
4.
Cut beautifully through gully for 4. 1 or 2 bounces to the boundary. And Stoinis moves to 12 off 11, and that score moves to 1 for 27 off 3.5 overs.
This is what he can do. And that was a bit of width that time. They haven't given him a lot of width, but they brought third man up, so the cut shot in the air over gully. It's gone down to third man, but the third man's on the leg side. So it was a pretty safe shot. He just opened the face up and over the top it went for 4.
Good game at the moment.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. I don't think there's much between these two teams. I know that the ladder says that the Hurricanes are, 7 points in front of the Stars, which is nearly 2 games, but...
Stoinis on strike again, and he cuts this again. High for 6. Over the top of gully, over the top of the rope.
Great shot. This is what I mean with Stoinis. You can tie him up with a few dot balls, but he can hit big boundaries. That was again short and wide outside off stump. With the field they've got set, it makes no sense to be bowling that area. I mean, he's just feeding Stoinis. That was a safe shot, the first one. The second one was an even easier square cut over the top, and he thought, well, there's no one back. There's no danger for me. All I have to do is clear the infield. And that's what he did, but he got it out of the ground.
Yep. So 4 and 6 off the last 2 deliveries after dot the first 2.
And he's got 16 runs from 3 balls. The other 9 balls, he's got 2 runs. But Ellis has bowled 2 poor balls after 2 good ones to start.
So Ellis back into Stoinis, is wreaking havoc right now. And Stoinis drives. He defensively pushes it back down the pitch to Ellis, who fields off his own bowling.
Got a beautiful technique, Stoinis. Full face. Great defensive shot, that. I know he didn't score, but just showed him the full face and went, yeah, good luck getting past that edge. He's in great position.
Good crowd in.
Yeah, the
Hobart Hurricanes home game.
The crowd was only 8,000 the other day. It felt like a lot more. It's a nice crowd here. Beautiful day.
Quite a few sitting on the grass. Ellis in, and this one cut. But a late cut and almost the bottom edge. You're right, Pickers.
Bottom edge, yeah.
Down to third man through that vacant second slip area, and they pick themselves up a couple to end the over. So after 4, the Melbourne Stars set in. They're 1 for 35.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday you can watch it online. Saturday Trackside is on live stream on the SEN app, on your mobile via Twitch, your computer or smart TV. The banter, the fun, the expert analysis and horse racing tips. Simon O'Donnell, Dave Taggart and co bring it all to the table. Saturday Trackside. Watch the live stream this Saturday. SEN Track, the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
So 1 wicket to 4. That wicket for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au. The wicket of Andre Fletcher. He was out, caught behind off the bowling of Meredith for 10 off 4 deliveries. And the score right now for Dulux. Stars 1 for 35. First delivery catches Larkin on the pad. Squared him up. Tried to turn it on the onside. It bounced off the pad out to the offside. No addition to the score for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux.
Surprised, as I said before, that they didn't use Meredith again earlier. They've got him on now in the 5th over, and they got the field back out. Peter Hansom's in a really strange spot. He's like a floating slip. I always feel that's just a guess. You know, this guy's beating the outside with genuine outswingers at the moment. He's got a sort of a third slip, really. One will go between the two of them and he'll look like a mug.
Analytics might say you've got to have him there. No slip in now. Meredith in, catches on the pad.
Close.
Big appeal leg before. Could have been catching leg stump. Umpire says no, either too high or going down the leg side. He gives it not out.
I think it might have been just sliding down leg side, but it was worth a shout. Let's have a look at the replay. Caught him on the crease under the knee roll. It might have been clipping leg. You can sort of see why the umpire didn't give it out. Certainly wasn't high, but got him under the knee roll. And he was back in his crease. He was really confident, Meredith.
One of those that The edge of the ball might have been catching the edge of leg stump if they went to the DRS.
Yeah, if you didn't have the DRS, you just stick to the umpire's decision and go, all right, when it's a missing leg. But when we see the DRS, it's going to be hitting the leg stump. We can see that.
So they got a leg by Meredith in, and this one's driven high over the top of cover.
Should be a couple.
So they do pick up a couple.
They ran a leg by on that appeal for LBW. For Stoinis on strike.
So this is the 5th over, that early power play for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Got the real warning here in the commentary box. He's got that silly hat on.
Saw him at the G the other day and didn't talk any cricket with him. Of course, we're talking St Kilda.
Of course.
A little bit of footy. But, it seems to suit him. The Cappy's going to run with it for a while, but it looks like.
Well, I think he's obviously had a bad deck put in up top.
Oh, you reckon?
Oh, I'd say that's what's going on.
I didn't think of that.
He's now rolling with the T-shirt and the jacket.
Meredith in, catches him on the pad, appeal for leg before, and again going down the leg side. So Stoinis survives. He's got 22 to his name from 16. Larkin 4 from 8.
I don't think the drop-in pitches worked the way it should have. That's what I think. That's what I'm tipping's happened.
Right, okay.
But I do like the hat look on him. No one's going to ask him, apparently.
No, I wouldn't be even raising it on radio myself.
Oh, yeah. He's certainly not listening.
You obviously know him better than I.
Commentating the game.
You might see him at the drive-through or drop in to put a bit of petrol in your car when you Brighton residents. And
I'm not in Brighton. I don't live down there.
1 for 38, the Stars in the 5th over. Meredith into Stoinis, who pulls it. It's high, hasn't got the carry for 6, and it won't even get the carry to get 4. So mid-wicket is fielded, and they get a couple.
Yeah, high on the splice there when he hit that. He's got the chino, white tucked-in T-shirt and the suit jacket with the cap.
He always looks pretty fashionable, doesn't he? Yeah. Warney can make pretty much anything work.
Well, he's even got his own SW mask.
Has he?
Yeah. Okay. I noticed that the other day.
1 for 39.
He's all over the merch.
As you would be.
Why not? Marcelo, you
haven't tried the fragrance just yet. Myself, Larkin on strike. And last ball down. It's high. He tries to pull it over mid-wicket. It should be out. He's caught. No. David fumbled it. And he caught it in the second go. It bobbled. And for a second, he didn't know where it was, but he raked it in. And a second wicket falls for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au. 2 for 39.
Great over. Great over.
So end of the 5th, 2 for 39. Tell you more about it shortly.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
Just having a look at this here.
Again with the fingers up versus the fingers down style of catching.
Tim David went the fingers point to the sky running with the ball, which made it a bit trickier, and it went through his fingers, hit him on the snout. But he'd taken a fair bit of pace off and he was able to just then cup it. So Larkin it pretty easily.
So Larkin back into the lineup for this one. 4 from 9. He's out. And the second wicket falls.
Riley Meredith, 2 overs. 2 for 14. They're all 2 really good overs. We know he took 1 for 11 off the first, but the 11 runs were, 10 of them were off the edge. And that over 1 for 4 off that over. So Glenn Maxwell into the crease, in at the crease, straight away. They've gone with Sandeep Lamashane. So this will be a good test. He was the only one that was able to take on Lamashane the other day, Maxwell, but the form he was on, was in, I should say. He would have taken anybody on.
So there could be some fireworks here with Stoinis and Maxwell at the crease.
Well, this is the big partnership, and then they've got Purin to come. And they don't really want to be relying on anybody else to be today, I don't think.
Lamashane in, and it's turned on the onside to mid-wicket for a single from the bat of Glenn Maxwell. I'll just get his eye in and interesting to see what he does, given he was the star 2 days ago in the Stars innings that didn't quite get the runs they thought they were going to get. He was out for 70 from 37.
Oh, he batted brilliantly. They just fell away around him, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'd say lost wickets. They do have an ability to lose a lot of wickets in a row, the Stars.
Lamashane in, Stornis on strike, and he rocks back onto the back foot, plays it to extra cover, no addition to the score.
He's played a lot of dot balls, Marcus Stornis, in this innings, but he's 23 off 17. So he's hit a lot of boundaries as well. Yeah, the technique of David's an interesting one there.
And Stornis respectfully plays this back down the pitch to Lamashane.
Running with the ball and having your fingers pointed up is only one way to go. And it's
Isn't
not
there
gonna
coaches
go
when you've been under 11s that tell you that kind of stuff and
well, if
get it out of
he
your
turned
system?
around and hot fingers in the sky would have been a no-brainer, but running with the ball, it's just the hands cupping it, surely, right next to your eyes.
Lamashane into Stornis, who drives this on the up, and he gets it down to long off for a single. Bring Glenn Maxwell on strike with 2 deliveries left in this Lamashane over.
They've done well here, the Canes. They've rolled this run rate back to 7.24. It was going at 11 after 2. 4 overs later, it's back to 7.24. But 2 danger men at the crease. He's got an open stand, Maxwell.
Lamashane into Maxwell, who just turns this on the onside to mid-wicket for a single.
He's got a very open stance. He's got more open every time you see him bat. Maxwell. Basically got his right foot in the normal spot, you'd have it, but his left foot outside leg. Mind you, that Pakistan batsman, did you see the way he was facing up the other day? Very strange stuff. It was like waiting for a pitch, a baseball pitch, and then he'd move into position.
Lamashane in and off the back foot, played out to cover for a single.
What a great over.
Stornis. Great over for Lamashane. They didn't get a single, did they, from the last? No, just a dot off the last. They decided not to run. So 3 off the over. Stars after 6, 2 for 42.
Historic victories.
Richmond win their 3rd premiership in 4 years.
Heartbreak.
From the Australian Grand Prix, just want to say sorry to our fans. The event can't go ahead.
And jubilation.
Driving clear. Johnny Get Angry's going to do it for Dennis. Johnny Get Angry wins the Victoria Derby.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Have a look at that replay again for Rapid Tune. That replay, Rapid Tune, will keep you moving. And that open stance of Glenn Maxwell. A few batsmen and a few spinners with different techniques, different styles these days. A little bit of...
Certainly for this format, you know, they're doing it for a reason. He's looking to be able to slog sweep to the spinner, and he's still doing it to Meredith, which will be interesting because Meredith's been getting the outswing to the right-hander.
So Meredith has the 2 wickets to fall so far. He's got 2 for 14 from his 2, and he's in first ball of his 3rd over. And Maxwell plays it back down the pitch to Meredith, and spotting a great spell here.
This is the problem with the way he's standing. If he's bowling that line, he's getting your foot in position. He's bowling it at speed to be actually able to play like an off drive or even a defensive shot. Early Meredith, he's had a really good spell here. The last 2 overs, 1 for 7. They've dragged it back beautifully here, the Hurricanes. Run rate under 7 now, 6.8. But we know if these 2 bat for any period of time that the run rate will be no problems. They'll get the run rate up a fair way from here.
So if you've just tuned in, it's the Maxwell and Stornis show at the moment. And Maxie pulls this through mid-wicket, gets it past the fielder. A little bit of Sydney Harbour Bridge over the ball there. And they get a couple. Maxwell retains a strike after that, 2 for 44.
Yeah, well, they had a good look at him the other day, the Hurricanes bowlers, and they saw what he could do. He was getting them all too.
It was weird. He virtually got half their score, 70 from their 143.
Well, he did it with every shot, reverse sweeps and slog sweeps, and
so you couldn't blame him for the fact they lost because it was everybody else that got out. But
he batted beautifully,
and he pulls this to mid wicket again, and they get the single this time. And yet it was him getting out that they had nothing left.
Well, that was the problem. They'd lost Maddinson. We heard what Liam Hatcher said was that we felt if we had one more batsman to be with him, Maxie wouldn't have been so cavalier. But he didn't even need to be cavalier. They only needed to run a ball.
They got it almost to run a ball, you're right. with about 7 overs left. So Maxwell's on 5 from 5.
So he's had a really good tournament, Maxwell. 46, 39, 71 not out, 23, 70 coming into today.
Yep, that's good form. And this one's driven, but only the one from Storness as they run a quick single. He drives it down to long on. Well fielded, just the one from that delivery. So dot 2, 1 and 1 from the first 4 balls.
Handsome going with a bit of a Dwayne Russell from the 89, 90 sort of mud flap at the back.
I like it.
Yeah, well, you do. You're from Port Adelaide.
Yeah, I didn't mind the mullet myself. It wasn't quite the Greg Anderson, Steve Kernahan extended the mullet.
No.
Ando's mullet, I think,
that was
still the
much.
best. Yeah.
Well, he's still got it, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
It's unbelievable. He's never got rid of it.
Meredith into Maxwell, who pulls this on, or just tucks it off his hip on the onside to square leg for a single.
It's been another good over, though. Just 5 off 5 balls. He got a little bit of tap the other day. None for 30. What did he have the other day? What am I going to say? None for... Where is he? Wrong one. None for 36 from 4. None for 36 from 4. But he's been very economical today, considering he went for 11. I said a couple of times, 10 him off the edge in the first over. He's 2 for 9 come to the end of his third here.
Last ball from Meredith to Stoinis, who on leg stump tries to whip it off his stumps to fine leg, but he didn't get any bat on it, I don't think, at all on it. Ricochets out to square leg for a leg bye to win the over. So good spell from Meredith at the moment. 2 for 19 from his 3 and 2 for 48 the score at the end of that one.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
7 overs down. Stars 2 for 48 after being sent in.
I just wonder whether they'll keep now one of those overs for when they take that power surge after 10. They keep Meredith for it the way he's bowling. It'll be a lot harder to hit him than some of the others. Boland will bowl one of them, you'd think.
Yep.
Maybe Meredith the other, although they have used Ellis in the past.
Lamashane bowling first ball of this over, turned on the onside for a single. 2 for 49. Maxwell on strike now. He's 6 from 6. Storness 26 from 24. Reverse swing, Maxwell catches him on the pad. Big appeal gone. Big wicket. Glenn Maxwell attempts
a reverse
sweep. And he's gone for 6 off 7. The man that made 70 of their 143 2 days ago is out.
Well, he went early. It pitched middle. It went straight on from Lamashane. Hit him on his thigh, but he was on the ground trying to do a slog sweep reverse style, and basically hit him straight in front. It was hitting middle stump. And Lamashane knows what a massive wicket that is, and so do the Canes, and so do the crowd. He is their danger man, and he's gone for 6.
Fall of the wicket for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. Scottpack.com.au.
It's how he plays, though. You take the good with the bad with Glenn Maxwell. You know, he gets one of them away. You could see he was going to do something soon because he wasn't going to sit around and go and run a ball for much longer. But it brings Nicholas Purr into the crease, who we've seen with Maxwell hit some very, very big balls. He wasn't hitting them quite so well on Saturday, but he gets rolling. He's a serious player.
Glenn Maxwell not quite executing his signature shot correctly this time, and he's gone. Nicholas Purr in. Storness is 26 off 24. He's going to have to be the man now. You would think Storness in this partnership with Purr is going to be key, because 3 for 49 after 7.2. It's not a big number.
No, that's not. They're at the moment, Hurricanes well on top. Pulled it back so well. The last 3 overs have gone 4, 3, 6. And this over's only had one off the first 2 balls. So And they've got a new batsman in, so you'd think he'll take a couple of balls to get going. But brought the slip in too.
I'm ashamed to Poran. It drives straight back to Poran. He gets it on the bounce. Crowd catch. You heard the crowd go up. So another dot ball.
He's only a little man, Lamashane, but he's wearing a big, big necklace, a big gold one. He'd be a bit of a rock star in Nepal, wouldn't he? Have to be.
He's a rock star here.
Well, he is here.
Nepal.
He's gone and got himself a tough sticker on his arm too.
Lamashane in, Poran.
He smoked that.
Drives that nicely through cover all the way to the boundary, but they only get one.
I don't think he had a sleeve last year, did he? I don't think so. He's got a sleeve this year.
You think you haven't gone for the sleeve yourself? Your kid's got a sleeve at all?
Oh, please. No, they have not.
I don't mind.
15-year-old.
I don't mind the sleeve. It's growing on me, the sleeve.
Don't you get one, please?
No, I'm not getting one. 3 for 50. Yes. Stands right there. I'm just moving with the times. I'm an old guy.
You're an old guy. Don't be an old guy that gets an arm sleeve.
No, I'm not going to get an arm sleeve, but I'm okay with the arm sleeve thing.
Oh, it doesn't worry me. I mean, when you manage Dane Swan, you're used to tattoos.
3 for 50. And this one straight back to the ball. I think my daughter's getting a tattoo soon, so I've got to kind of get over it. That
what's she getting on a thigh tattoo?
I'm not sure what's going to come, but you know,
how old's your daughter?
The tick.
How old is she?
Give her the tick.
How old's your daughter?
21.
Oh, you can't really stop it.
No, I wouldn't be. No. Free will. I'm happy with it. That's the way to go. I don't know how big or where, but
you're one of those funky new age dads. I'm still trying to let him just pull the reins in a little bit.
Trust them to do their thing. So the breakdown as it stands right now, Meredith 2 for 19, both are none for 11. Boland.
Very good at the moment.
Yeah. Ellis
just the one off is over.
Yep.
Sandy. 3 for 50 after 8.
Yep, 3 for 50 after 8.
The massive headlines.
Nathan Buckley had a phone conversation with Adam Treloar. The senior group didn't want him around the club anymore.
The huge moments in sport.
He gets the ball over 20. The Melbourne Storm have won it.
And excitement.
Oh, that's a good-looking kick off the boot. You're kidding me.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Into Poran, first ball of this 9th over, and it's played out kindly to cover. No addition to the score. 3 for 50 after 8.1. Poran 1 off 3. Storness 26 from 26.
Well, run rate was 11 after 2.
Boland in and just poked out the cover again, and again it's a dot ball.
They're back at exactly 6 now. They run a ball. They bowled 50 balls and they're 50 runs for 3 Stars. So they're going to need to rejig what they're thinking here is. Storness is 26 off 26. Poran's only just come in. He's 1 off 4. Boland, whose first over went for 1. He's bowled 2 dot balls start this over.
These two could bring the field in if they wanted to. Power play for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. And again to cover, but pass cover this time off the bat of Poran for a single.
Let's not forget the halfway mark yesterday. The Perth scores were 2 for 63. They ended up getting 185.
Yep, it's true.
And with Storness and Poran in, no reason why the Stars can't roll out, have a couple of big overs, post the 10th, and still post a score around about that 180. But they're going to need to get a wriggle on. And they need a partnership desperately.
At the moment, the bonus point might be an easy get for the Hurricanes, the way it's transpiring. It's the 9th over and only 51 runs on the board, 8.3 bowled, and bowling well.
He's just bowling really good line and length and bowling with no width. So he's saying to Storness, well, you can take me on, but you're going to have to hit it off a ball that's going to hit the stumps.
And Boland's in, and this one's poked to point along the deck. Defensively from the crease, really, and didn't really want to have a crack at it. And it's a dot ball again.
4 balls this over for 1 run. Well, they'll be thinking now, Storness will be thinking, let's regroup at the 10th. We can then play around with the field and have a couple of overs of fun. Potentially. But he knows that he's the key man now. He normally has to bat through Marcus Stoinis. He's chewed up more than half the balls have been bowled.
Ball on in. He pulls this through mid-wicket all the way to the rope.
Brilliant shot.
4 runs.
Didn't even overhit it. Just timed it so well that the man who only had to run about 5 metres just couldn't get there. Went past him too quick. Nathan Ellis said, geez, I thought I had that cut. Just kept picking up speed, this ball. Bang, bang, a couple of bounces, then whooshka. Scorched over the line. Seriously, only had to run 5 metres then. Didn't have time to get there.
So last ball of this bowling over. Stoinis on strike.
Still, it's a good over.
Point, great over.
Just 5.
End of the over, and at the end of 9, 3 for 55.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-story, 5-story and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
Liam Pickering with us for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money overseas with their app. Great to have you with us as well on Big Bash Nation. Hobart Hurricanes and the Melbourne Stars. Hobart Hurricanes winning the toss, sending the Stars in. And after 9 overs, 3 for 55. Glenn Maxwell, the last man out. He's back in the sheds, 6 off 7. And Andre Fletcher, Nick Larkin, the other batsman to fall. Fletcher for 10, Larkin for 4. And this time Pooran pulls it to mid-wicket off the first delivery of Darcy Short for a single. So 9.1 bowled, 3 for 56, and doesn't look like a big number for the Hobart Hurricanes to get for the bonus point. Unless they go to town on this over with 5 more deliveries left. Stoinis is back on strike. He's the man that can score quickly. Short in. Stoinis pushes it down to the long off boundary for 1.
Well, the only other overs outside of Lamashane who's bowled beautifully. He bowled 2 overs and he's got 2 for 5, or 1 for 5, sorry. Both are over, got a bit of tap. The first over he bowled went for 11. His first ball went for 6.
Short in, and he tried to whip that over the boundary, Pooran. He got a thin bottom edge on it.
He tried to hit that into the CBT.
He did. But they get a single. So you know his intention. Trying to get a boundary for the TAC. On your phone, you're driving blind. TAC.
Well, he's 4 off 7. He's got his length right at the moment.
Stoinis on strike. And off the back foot, he pulls it to mid-wicket. It won't roll all the way to the boundary. They'll get just the 1. So it's singles at the moment on this good pitch at Bellarive.
Yeah, it looks a good pitch. The 10 and over from here gets him to 162. To be competitive. We saw that's what Hurricanes got the other day.
Short in. Pooran plays this wide outside off through the cover. Reach into the boundary for 4. Another boundary for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind. TAC.
He threw it out wide to Pooran. He threw the hands at it and sort of sliced it. And the man was in front of point and it went behind point and kept sliding away from him. We're going to get to that. He was dirty with himself, Darcy Short. That's what they've done this whole bowling innings.
He's in again, and this time he misses it. Tried the same shot, but he cramped him a little. It got it closer to the stumps. This time McDermott whipped the bars off, but he was in his ground, and that's the end of the over. After 10, they're halfway done. 3 for 63, the Melbourne Stars.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday you can watch it online. Saturday Trackside is on live stream on the SEN app, on your mobile via Twitch, your computer or smart TV. The banter, the fun, the expert analysis and horse racing tips. Simon O'Donnell, Dave Taggart and co bring it all to the table. Saturday Trackside. Watch the live stream this Saturday. SEN Track, the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
So drinks after 10. And we'll run you through the fall of wickets for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au. The first man out, Andre Fletcher, caught McDermott, Bob Meredith for 10. He's 10 off 4. Nick Larkin caught Tim David, Bob Meredith for 4 off 9. And Glenn Maxwell, the last man out. LBW to Lamashane for 6 off 7 deliveries. The 2 men at the crease now. Marcus Stoinis, 32 from 31. And Purin, 8 from 9. And we are kind of expecting
fireworks from here.
Fireworks from here, you would think. But last time they batted on this deck, the Melbourne Stars, they were only able to get 143.
Yeah,
and
well,
we think that 170 might be a pretty good score to post on this pitch, especially given the bowling lineup that the Melbourne Stars have with the addition of Adam Zampa.
Well, that's a big addition. It really is. But the rest of their additions are batsmen, so you're going to need to post something like that because their bowling still looks to be like the weaker part of their game. I mean, you've got Rainbird, Stanlake, and Hatcher. Hatcher is probably the pick of those quicker bowlers. And you've got Maxwell to bowl some off-spin. Stoinis can bowl some medium pace. He hasn't been bowling much, Stoinis. And, of course, you've got Zampa to bowl leg spin. So I think get anywhere around 160, 170, they'll be backing themselves in to be able to defend it.
3 for 63.
Away from here, though.
Now. It is a long way.
The way they're batting, if they lose another wicket or two, they'll be struggling to get anywhere near 160. But if they can keep Stoinis at the crease and Purin for any period of time, call it 5-6 overs, so the half of what's left, I reckon we're going to get it up around that 170 mark, maybe even a bit more. They need a couple of big overs, though.
So Botha about to bowl his second.
Johan Sertifnikin.
Okay. Stoinis 32 from 31. Purin 8 from 9. 3 for 63. Good crowd, bright sunshine, good seeing day, good pitch. Everything set up for a really good contest. Both are in, and Stoinis pulls this over square leg for 6.
Yeah, it's pretty much a carbon copy of the first ball he bowled of the innings. He bowled the same spot, except from over the wicket this time instead of around the wicket. Stoinis gave it the same treatment. Only difference was it didn't go into Mrs. Johnson's house. Went into the grandstand. This is the other end. It's the exact same shot.
That boundary.
That's a disappointing ball, really. Especially when you've owned the first 10. First ball of the last 10 goes for 6.
Bringing them to 3 for 69. This time he cuts through cover.
It was a lot slower and a lot wider from Botha. And see Stoinis is targeting that short square boundary. So anything on his leg stump off the spinner, he's certainly a spinner like Botha that doesn't turn it a lot. I think he's going to try and lift it every time. It's only about a 60-metre boundary.
A boundary for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind. The TAC to start the over, that big 6, but only the one since then. Purin's on 8 from 9, and he turns this on the onside to mid-wicket for a single.
Current run rate 6.77. So they'll be hoping by the end of it to be over 8, which gives them 160 plus. Hoping to get 180, but it's a fair way from here. Namashane's still got 2 overs left. Meredith's only got 1. Boland's got a couple. Ellison's got a couple.
Both are in. This one played to long off the bat of Marcus Stoinis for 1. So he's a patient Marcus Stoinis right now. He moves to 40 from 34. Stars 3 for 72 on the 11th.
Yeah, he can accelerate pretty quickly though, Stoinis. Having a bit of a chat to both. Both is not interested whatsoever. Oh, he's talking back to him. A little bit to say at the non-striker's end.
Both are in, and Purin plays it respectfully.
Yeah, no width then. Going back around the wicket to the left-hander.
First stop ball of the over, one more to come. 9 from it so far, and again they're having a chat.
Yeah.
Bowler and non-striker, both are in Stoinis. Last ball of the both are over. Purin again, full face of the bat, defensive, front foot shot, back to the bowler. Another dot to end the over. 3 for 72 from 11.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
A little bit of spice in the game now. A few nouns and verbs being thrown at each other after 11 overs. It's a hard one to predict right now what kind of score they're going to get the Melbourne Stars. A wicket would change the world right now.
It changed everything, a wicket.
3 for 72 off 11. Stoinis is 40 from 34.
Especially if it's Stoinis.
Yeah.
He's a set player.
And he is on strike for short now.
That's
and he
six.
pulls him for 6 again. Over mid-wicket, into the grandstand.
Over the picket fence.
Delightful, that boundary for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind TAC, and he's just starting to warm into his work, Marcus Stoinis.
Again, though, Dust, short, gave him a half tracker. Just sat up. I reckon Nicholas Purin's at the other end going, oh, give me one of them. Well, there's a crowd catch. We saw that remarkable stuff on Saturday where a man spilled a catch, but then it landed in another man's beer. He decided then to play up to the crowd and finish drinking his beer with the ball in it, which is one of the more extraordinary things we've seen on a cricket field, or off a cricket field, really, but involving the cricket ball.
In Australian sport, I'm not sure I've seen much like it. Short in, and Stoinis plays it down to the long on for a single. You called it really well too, by the way, Pickers. I hope they've saved that in the commentary archives for us to play forever.
It
wasn't amazing.
Oh, they're showing it now as we talk about it. They put it on the screen.
And while the ball was still in his beer cup, half full of beer, he drank the rest of his beer and gave him back the ball. It was phenomenal. Funny. And this time, Purin drives it down the long off for a single, but he put a bit more smoke on that.
Yeah, well, he's got to start getting a wriggle on. He's 9 off 12 or 10 off 13 now. So he's... I know it's not a lot of balls to face when you say you've got to start picking up the speed, picking up the pace, but you don't want to chew up too many balls, because if you get out, then you've made it harder for the next bloke. Right,
short in, he pulls him for 6 again.
Yes, how short was it, though?
Wow.
It's a great ground for crowd catches. The people in the crowd jumping all over other people. That was a good 50, though, to Marcus Stoinis, isn't it?
So 53 from 37. And the crowd, well, a couple of people in the crowd put that one to grass. But, yeah, there's a little bit of... Well, we miss it a bit, that terrace. The old terrace, the grandstand with the grass in it for you to lay down on.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of the great stadiums of Australia have the grass anymore.
No, this one does.
And this time it's cut nicely by Stoinis, forward of point, through cover for a single. Middled it, though.
Yeah, very, very short over, though, this has been. And everything he's dropped short, it's got some treatment. Oh, another time, an old mate in the crowd there. Just a very ordinary performance, the big fella. He was showing off in front of his Tinder date. Unbelievable.
Short in. This one's cut by Purin. And he
got to catch them if you're on a date, mate.
Short number for 24 from his 2 overs at the end of 12. The Stars 3 for 88.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium, or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
50 that. Stars 3 for 88 here after 12. They picked the rate up too. 25 of the last 2 overs since the 10 over break. So both off spin too. Both are for 9, and then Darcy Shaw went for 16. Now with Stoinis in this sort of form, he's 54 off 38 all of a sudden after a big over. They're going to take the power surgeon, Scotty Boland. The wicket taker that he is will take the 13th over.
So he's bowled 2, just the 6 runs from it so far. And the power play for Tyre Power. There's Summer Scorcher Sale. He's on now at Tyre Power. If you just jumped in the car and Flicked on the wireless, 3 for 88 after 12. Purin facing on 11 from 14. Boland in, and he tries to glide it down to fine leg for a single. It was off the pad. No score. Taken by the keeper.
Nice to just flick the pad. The keepers always appeal for those because they're trying to stop the wide being called. Could have quite easily been a wide. I'm not even sure it hit the leg. Might have been a little noise, maybe.
A little bit of chatter going on out there. Continues between Marcus Stornis and a few of the Hurricanes.
Oh, it could be all in good fun, wouldn't it? A little bit of banter. Stornis.
Boland in, and Purin plays this high, down to long off. Has he got enough on it?
Yep.
Yes, 6.
Didn't look like he middled it. It's a long part of the ground, that straight boundary. Got enough of it. Sailed over the fence for 6.
6 runs for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind. TAC.
Pretty safe shot when the only fieldsman outside the circle of both at square leg and deep mid-wicket. Deep square leg and deep backward square leg and deep mid-wicket. So anything over mid-off was pretty safe. In fact, it went all the way over mid-off for 6. He didn't want to pitch up that much, I wouldn't think. I'm going to bring the length back a bit.
Boland in to Purin. He gives himself room and he glances this down to the fine leg boundary for 4.
They have picked the rate up noticeably here, the Stars. Purin moves along to 21. Scott Boland, whose first 2 overs are very economical, he's had 10 off the last 2 balls. That's good. Leg glance. No fielder down there. Fine legs up inside the circle.
Yeah, power play for Tyre Power. Summer Scorcher Sail on now, and it's working to their advantage right now. 3 for 98 in the 13th.
Yeah, the field's starting to now, but fine leg. They've brought mid-wicket up. It's interesting. They've got a deep forward square now and a fine leg. So she's going to be short, you'd think.
Pouring on 21 from 17. He's short, all right. And he pulls it. And he gets into the boundary at square leg for 4. Another boundary for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind. TAC, and they brought up the 100. 3 for 102 in the 13th.
Oh, this run rate all of a sudden that we were thinking that would be battling to get to 170. They're going to get to 170 with their leg in the air at this rate. 16 off the last over. I've taken 14 off 4 balls here. He just picked that straight in between where the 2 fielders were for 4. All the way on the ground.
Boland in again. Purin on strike again.
It's in the gap again.
He drives this off his pads to square leg. It's fumbled. And Meredith cuts it off in the second attempt.
Oh, come on.
Now the third attempt. And he throws it back, and he at least stopped the 4 from happening, but he has a chuckle at his own misfields.
They only got 1 then.
Really?
They only took 1.
Wow. Never run on a misfield, so they could have got 3.
They could have cued the Benny Hill music. Meredith misfielded the first time, misfielded the second time. Sandeep was just standing there, and he was in the way, basically. They were laughing, but Stornis didn't come back. Staggering. Or Purin didn't come back.
Ever go for the rope-a-dope, the deliberate misfield to try and get them to run?
No. I've seen blokes fall for it, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So Purin is now at the non-striker's end after that single. Stornis is on strike, 54 from 38. Boland about to send the last ball of the 13th over to him.
This is looking ominous.
Stornis has a look in his eye.
Hurricanes need a wicket. Quick sticks. Rain rate's got up to over 8. So it's 8.03 at the moment. Still 7 overs left. I'll get 170, 180 easily.
15 from this over already. Boland bowls, and he drives this high over long on
for
shot.
6. What a shot.
Picked it up off his toes. Hardly any footwork in it whatsoever.
21 off the over.
Brilliant over and a brilliant boundary for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind, TAC, and in the blink of an eye, after 13, they're 3 for 109.
The major moments in sport.
AFL Grand Final, we played at the Gabba.
Individual brilliance.
Martin's got it. He scored. He shoots. It's the stuff of legend. Don't tell me.
Inspiration.
State of Origin series is won by Queensland.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Starting to look big now, the score.
37 runs off the last 2 overs, and they've still got one more over this power surge. They took 21 off the first over off Boland. So we talked about it before the game. Yesterday, in the game between the Scorchers and the Hurricane and the Renegades, after 10 overs, they were 2 for 63, made 185. Same stage today, the Stars were 3 for 63.
And a full-length delivery, the first delivery of this over. And hit straight back down the pitch by Purin, half fielded by the bowler Ellis on this follow-through. And again, there's a few words, a chuckle, a noun, a verb, and Stoinis is the non-striker's end, doing a bit of the talking on the Stars' behalf. Purin's on strike, 26 from 20.
He's having a bit of a chat. Yeah, so we know that 122 were taken yesterday in the last 10. At this rate they're on at the moment, 10 and over gets them to 177 from here. 12 and over gets them 190.
They need a wicket. The Hurricanes. Ellis in, and he's got him bowled. Inside edge on the middle stump, and there's the wicket we talked of. Purin's out. 26 from 20. And Ellis gets the all-important breakthrough.
Yeah, he just tried the big hit with the field up. Often brings a wicket when you've only got 2 fielders back. He was outside off stump. He was a slower ball out the back of the hand. Tried to hoik it through the leg side, dragged it onto his stumps, and he's gone. He was starting to hit the ball well, Purin, so he goes for 26, and that helps slow things down at least, because you get a new batsman in. It should be Cartwright, but it could be Gotch. It comes in next. But they'll be very happy to end up Purin. They know he's dangerous. It's Hilton Cartwright, all right. It's coming out. Normally at the top of the order. He often opened last year, quite a lot actually, with Stoinis, so they know each other as a batting partnership quite well. He's been forced down the order today with the inclusion of Nick Larkin, who came back in at number 3. That didn't work. He was 4 off 9. Wickets drag everything back. And it gives you another dot, so it's dot wicket. Dot really at the moment. So, and you've got Stoinis at the other end. That helps.
See if they can grab another wicket and put some pressure on the Stars at the back end of this innings, as they did 2 nights ago. 4 for 109, and Ellis in outside half the back and fielded at gully or through gully, straight through gully to the boundary for 4.
I thought that was beautifully fielded.
Bit of the quarterback juke there, where he made it look as if he was in control, but got straight through him.
Got through him, was already at the rope. The camera didn't fall for it though. Well, they did fall for it, sorry, because he thought he'd fielded it. The look at his face told you he didn't field it. Colin Ingram, disappointing. It went straight to him. He had to move a little bit, but it was pretty much straight to him.
Nice way to get off the mark. Cartwright 4 from that one. Ellis in, Cartwright on strike again. And this time he pokes it defensively out to cover, no chance of a run.
Another player that they talked about being the next big thing for Australia. They put him in the test team. He looked okay. And never to be seen again. Would have been about 3 or 4 years ago, that. He was one of those young players that a lot of people had heard of. The next thing he's playing test cricket for Australia.
Won't happen with Cameron Green, though, will it? He'll be around for a while.
You'd think so,
Won't be Cameron Green we're talking about in 3 years' time. Remember when he got a couple of tests?
Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening with Green and Bukowski, to be perfectly honest.
Ellis in, Cartwright on strike, and Lake cuts it, but straight to point, along the deck to point. So no chance of a run, never a chance to be out. He middled it, but he was careful with it. Just watching that replay for rapid tune. We'll keep you moving. 4 for 113. We're in the 14th over. Hurricanes winning the toss, sending the Stars in. It was the Stars that chased 2 nights ago and were unsuccessful. Hurricanes beating the Stars by 21 runs. Tonight it'll be the Hurricanes chasing whatever the Stars put up.
Yeah, which would be north of 160 at this rate.
Ellis in, and off the back foot, Cartwright tries to cut it, gets a bottom edge. They run through for a single, and a pretty good over that. Just a 5 from it and a wicket. 4 for 114 at the end of 14.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Great to have your company wherever you're listening to Big Bash Nation. You can get us anytime on the texts 0433 98 11 16 if you'd like to join Liam Pickering and I. Game one of our double header today. It's the Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Thunder coming your way later on today. Liam Pickering in for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. You can send money overseas with their app. And the score for Dulux. Dulux proudly brought to you by Dulux Trade Centres. 4 for 114. Opening ball of the 15th over. Meredith bowls and Cartwright plays it straight to extra cover along the deck. No chance of a run. Run rate currently 8. So there could be a big number posted by the Stars, but it all depends on what Marcus Stoinis does in the closing couple of overs here. If he can get himself close to 100, then it's going to be really tough for the Hurricanes. But if they can get the wicket of Stoinis, then it might be a really small total they'll chase.
Well, it's such a big wicket now, isn't it? There's Cartwright, and then you really got Gotch in the bowlers. So Meredith here.
In, and this time Cartwright whips it off his pads through mid-wicket. They'll get one. They'll think about two. They get two with these.
Well placed. Been impressive today, Meredith. Speed's been up. Swung the ball early. Got a couple of big wickets.
Cartwright 7 from 6. Stoinis 30 from 39. Meredith 2 for 21 from his 3.2 overs so far. In he comes again. And Cartwright off the back foot, pulls it just forward a square, down to the boundary where there's a man waiting to keep it as a single.
Well, in the power play, first 4 overs went for 35. The overs 11 and 12 went for 26. They were 2 for 61 off their 6-over power play, the Stars, which is a good result. Hurricanes need to be doing something similar when it's their turn to bat. Get away to a good start and then try and cash in at them after 10 overs.
So Meredith, 3.3 overs bowled, 2 for 22 so far. In he comes, fourth delivery of this over. And this time Stoinis whips it off his hip for a single to square leg.
Yeah, it was on him a bit quick as well. His pace is up today. It was a bit down, I thought, the other day. He bowled a lot of slower balls in the game on Saturday, and Maxwell was late to it and gave it a bit of treatment. Not so much in this innings. He's been at full speed. 2 for 23 off 3.4 overs. Knocked over Fletcher and he knocked over Larkin. Big wicket was Lamashane removing Glenn Maxwell. LBW.
Yeah, trying the reverse sweep out for 6. Meredith straight through Cartwright to the keeper. No edge, no run, so a dot. Here's a pretty good result for Meredith, but he would have rathered a wicket. Cartwright 8 from 8.
Yeah, it's a very, very good ball. Came back between bat and pad with speed. Yeah, this last 2 overs, with the wicket, sort of pulled it back a bit. They went for 21 the first over of that power surge. And last over from Nathan Ellis, 1 for 5. It's a good result.
Got the run rate under 8 now for the first time in a while. Cartwright on strike. Last bowl of the Meredith over. And a full toss on middle stump. Plays it back. The bowler has a crack at trying to field it. And it's thrown to the keeper's end. Hits the stumps and they come back for a second. There was no need for the throw at the keeper's end. He wasn't at the stumps.
Well, the captain it was. So anyway, it's just giving away a run. I'm sure Meredith wouldn't be all that thrilled with that.
No.
He'd be really disappointed. There's no chance for run out. Anyway, through to the keeper's end.
And the ricochet. End of the over.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-story, 5-story and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
15 overs bowled, 4 for 120.
Well, let's go to nearest the pin, Dwayno. What do you reckon from here?
171.
I'll go a fraction higher. I'll go 176.
Okay, see how we go.
They can ramp it up. While Stoinis is there, if he was out, I wouldn't be going anywhere near that, to be honest. I would be going about 155.
No, we might both have egg on our face if Stoinis gets out the first delivery of the Slamashane over.
Well, yeah, because he's a good bowler, Slamashane, and they know it. They didn't contract him, so... It's their own fault. Just getting them out like he got out Glenn Maxwell. Keep calling him Nick.
You can't get the old Collingwood Premiership captain out of your mind.
No, I'm not sure Nick bowls as good a leg spin as Slamashane. Mind you, he's probably a better defender than this bloke.
Slamashane in, and it's driven straight back down the pitch through the legs of Slamashane.
Look for two here.
Down to the long off boundary, and they do get back for a second. Well called. And again, there might be overthrows coming though. It's a wasted throw at the stumps by Slamashane that was never going to reap a run out. It was always only going to reap overthrows.
It was off his own bowling. He didn't have himself to blame. The keeper was over at square leg. He threw it at the keeper's end. Luckily, old mate ran around from the other side of the ground and got behind, and the throw was poor. If it was a good throw, it would have been an extra 4.
And this one pulled beautifully by Stoinis over mid-wicket for 6. And again, it's dropped in the crowd. But he's been dropping a few in the crowd for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind, TAC, 4 for 128 after 15.2.
That helps. He's murdered anything that's been on his leg stump short. Martin Stoinis. Anything that's sort of been a length ball on leg stump, not going to hit the stumps. He's swinging it hard and high. And he's landed most of them out of the ground.
Crowd having fun here at Bellerive Oval. Stoinis 69, he's on strike, and he backs away, plays this off leg stump to the offside to cover for a single, cautiously.
Better ball at time. Slamashane, he's 70 off 43. So we were raving about the innings of Maxwell the other day, who got 70 off 37. There's not much difference.
No, especially if he ends up with 90.
Oh, well, he's on his way. The way he's batting sensible.
Yep.
Like a sensible batting performance, sensibly.
Cartwright on strike, and he drives this front foot half volley down to long off for a single, which puts Stoinis back on strike.
Yeah, well, he's the danger man, isn't he? Stoinis. Cartwright 11 off 10. Still got an over left Slamashane after this. Got 1 for 15. He's third, 2 balls left.
Stoinis waits, and he turns this on the onside, down the long on for a single.
Just one.
They wander their way through to complete the single, and that leaves just 1 ball for Slamashane to bowl to finish the 16th over to bowl to Cartwright.
Stoinis will want the strike, so he'll be hoping it won't be a single.
Cartwright turns this through mid-wicket for just the one. Almost content to give him that one to keep him on strike. Cartwright.
It's good over though.
Moves to 12 from 11, and the Stars 4 for 132 after 16.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
So Cartwright's on strike for the opening delivery of the 17th over. 4 for 132. Marcus Stoinis at the non-striker's end, 71 not out from 44. 2 days ago, when they were chasing, they could only manage 143. 9 for 143 from their 20, the Melbourne Stars. They're 4 for 132 now. Ellis is in. It's short. It's flashed at outside off and missed by Cartwright through to the keeper for a dot. Was there to be hit.
Yeah, it was. Like he was just poking at it. He was swinging at it. He needs to get Stoinis on strike now. He's a form player. 3 overs left after this.
In comes Ellis. Cartwright still on strike. And it's a good delivery on middle stump. Just pulled to mid-wicket for a single. And it does bring Stoinis on strike. So is there a ton on offer for Stoinis even? 71 from 44. He's got a big smile on his face.
Oh, yeah.
So too is Hilton Cartwright there.
There's a ton on offer for him.
Fist pumping in the middle. They're just in full control at the moment, knowing that there's a big score here on offer if they can get some luck. Oh, no ball as well.
No ball from Ellis. It's a call, though. Was it called from the umpire?
Yep, that's called from the...
Oh, hello.
I think the third umpire, hasn't he? Catch...
Oh, it's a free hit.
bizcover.com.au at BizSave on your business insurance.
Big Papa, what? He's on strike. Big
Here
Papa.
we go. Stoinis. Free hit. And he hits it straight up in the air. He's going to be caught off a free hit. In fact, they let it drop. They didn't even worry about catching it. Ellis let it hit the turf.
He premeditated it, hooking it to the leg side, which he's had such success with today. But the only issue was Ellis was awake to it.
Yep.
And when he went way outside his off stump, he just fired it at his toes outside the off stump. And nowhere to hit it. He just tried to scoop it up, still tried to go the shot. And went straight up in the air. And you're right, he would have caught that Ellis if he wanted to. It's not much point catching it. So it bounced, and I'll just go back and bowl.
Ellis 1 for 20 at the moment from 2.2. 16.2 overs bowled. Predict Viz says they'll get 167. I've gone 171. Pickers 176. And this one's pulled for 6 by Cartwright over mid-wicket. That's going to help.
It's going to be about the 7th or 8th 6 that's from the same pull shot, really.
For the TAC on your phone, you're driving blind. TAC, another boundary. So Cartwright 19 from 14. Stoinis 72 from 45.
I'd be disappointed if that was a slower ball. It was half track. You only do a slower ball. It's going to be a bit forward than that. And just sat up and looked at him. A waist-high ball that's slow. Cartwright's off. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Yeah, didn't deceive him at all.
No, so 9 6s have been hit for the innings. 9 4s.
Yeah, Stoinis started his innings picking and choosing. Cartwright on strike, and he digs out a Yorker out to cover. So well played by Cartwright. They only get a single from that, just the one added to the score. And Stoinis now on strike with 2 more deliveries left in the 17th over.
Pretty good over though still. Last over went for 12. So they're finishing at this rate. They're going to be well into the 170s. Might even push up 180 in the finish.
Stoinis still the man. Big difference if he gets out this ball or ends up with 100.
Well, if he's still there at the end, I reckon he will be 100. That means he's going to hit a lot more boundaries yet.
Ellis in, and Stoinis to the full toss, drives it to cover. Only the one. Well bowled.
Low full toss. The worst ball late in the innings. It's outside off stump. What a lot of teams are trying to do now. Back end, bowl those full wide balls that land on the popping crease just inside that blue line. Now, when you get it horribly wrong, which we saw Will Sutherland unfortunately do in a game there the other week, or last week, it can look a bit silly, but when you get it right, it's a damn hard shot to get away.
Last ball of the Ellis over to Cartwright, and Cartwright chops it off the front foot from outside off down to long off. And they thought about 2, but they only get a single. Well fielded into the over. End of 17. 4 for 144, the Melbourne Stars.
Hey,
It's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom. We're pumped, ready to go. Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. It's mad, eh?
Jamie Whincup, welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
Score for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux. Marcus Dorner, 73 from 46. And he's the man right now. He is the difference maker. And Cartwright on strike, and he drives this from his toes long over the boundary for a 6 to long off. Good start for Cartwright to this over. Lamashane, 6 off the first delivery of the 18th, 4 for 150.
Oh, it was a leg spinner. It was in the slot. He went straight down the ground over long off for 6. There was a man on the long off fence, or on the long off boundary. He took him on and cleared him. It was a beautiful shot.
Lamashane in again, pushes him back, almost shot on his stumps, and almost a run out. And they get through for a single.
Good start to the over. It was a 6 off the first ball, though. They're staring 180 plus and down the barrel here.
Gee, he bowled it well short of the crease as well that time, Lamashane. It was a good...
It might have been a deliberate ploy.
Yeah.
Bowled it a lot quicker too than that first one. He floated the first one up. Looped it up outside off.
Stoinis on strike, 73 from 46, and he cuts this 3.4.
Good shot.
It's going to be a big number now.
Yeah.
They're going to chase. I think Pickers is right. It's going to be over 180 now.
Might even be a fraction more. They might push 190. He was well behind the crease as well when he bowled that.
Stoinis on strike, 77 from 47. Lamashane bowls, and he prods this down to mid-wicket. And has fielded just a single from the bat of Marcus Stoinis. And you take a single right now. Lamashane, 1 for 29 from 3.4. 2 more balls left in this 18th over.
Geez, they'll need 2 wickets now, not just a wicket.
Cartwright's looking good, 28 from 18, and he scoops this high. He's got enough on it, I think. It might just clear the boundary. It's 6. Over mid-wicket. He didn't get everything on it, but he got enough on it.
He got enough on it, though.
4 for 162.
Yeah, well, the run rate's up to 9.08, and now they're doing it at both ends. So initially we're thinking, well, it's going to be all reliant on Stoinis, but Cartwright's come in after a slow start. He's moved along to 34 off 19. This has been a really good back end of their innings. Remember, they were 63 for 3 after 10 overs. They've made 100 off 7.5 overs. They've scored 99.
Last ball of the Lamashane over. He's bowling to Cartwright, who on the front foot sees it way outside off stump, and he got the full face of the bat on it, but just a single from it. So he retains the strike. Cartwright with 2 overs left. The Stars 4 for 163.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium, or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
Big Bash Nation doubleheader coming away today and tonight. This is the Hurricanes and the Stars from Bellarive Oval, and there's 2 overs left in the Melbourne Stars innings. 4 for 163. Cartwright 35 from 20. Stoinis 78 from 48. Cartwright on strike. First ball of the 19th. And he follows him, Ellis. Nicely bowled. Followed him outside off. And it's a dot.
Well, this much talked about Hurricanes batting lineup of Short, McDermott, Milan, Ingram, Hanscom, Tim David. They're going to have to bat well to win this. They're going to be staring down the barrel of 185 here. Great back end of this innings by the Stars.
Cartwright on strike again. Ellis in again. Second ball of the 19th, and this one he digs out. It was a nicely bowled Yorker. He digs it out to long on. They get a single. But the good part about the single is they only got one. The bad part is they bring Stoinis on strike. And he's got 100 there if he can really crank up on a couple. 78 from 48 right now.
He doesn't have his fair share of balls either. He faced 8 overs himself. He faced. Open the batting, remember?
Ellis in. Stoinis on strike, and he gives himself room and tries to sweep it from a metre outside off. And he gets a single.
A standing sweep. Well, he just fired it wide at that blue line. Exactly what we spoke about. He stood in his normal spot then. He could have hit that anywhere on the offside. Have a look at the television commentators here. Warner's had one too many gasps. He's having a coughing fit.
Having a good coughing fit too. Maskless coughing fit at that.
Gone all red in the face.
36 from 20. Cartwright's on strike. Ellis bowls. And Cartwright plays and misses outside off. Good over so far.
Really good first 3 balls. Just 2 runs off.
Ellis 1 for 31 from 3.4. 19th over of the Stars innings. They're 6 for 165. And Stoinis is stuck down the non-striker's end.
Cartwright's faced 23 balls. He came in the 15th over. Stoinis has faced 49. He opened.
Ellis in again. Been a good over so far. And bowled him. Inside edge onto his stumps. Cartwright's back in the shed for 36. Big wicket and a big over for Ellis. 5 balls bowled. 2 runs and a wicket from it. 5 for 165. The Melbourne Stars with 7 balls left.
Yeah, it's this time of the innings. He tried to slog the leg from out, balls it away outside off stump, and he dragged it back onto his middle stump. I like this player. Talked about him on Saturday. He keeps steaming in, Nathan Ellis. His last over went for 12, but the one before, which was in the power surge, 1 for 5.
Yeah.
This over, he's got 1 for 2 off 5 balls in the 19th over. Pretty fair effort. Good little knock by Cartwright, though. 36 off 24. Cartwright! Remember Seinfeld episode? He was calling Cartwright instead of Costanza. Cartwright! Oh, dear.
Great to have Liam Pickering with us for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money overseas with the app. Seb Gotch back into the Stars lineup for this one, and he's on strike. Last ball of this over. It's been a ripper over from Ellis. So last ball of the 19th, and he gives himself room, plays it high, might be caught by the keeper. It is, he's out. He tried the little ramp. Got himself tangled up, and he's out for a goldie, said Gotch. He's back in the shed, and the Stars who are looking at 185 plus are now 6 for 165 with 1 over left.
If you love racing, you'll love SEN Track. Start your day with us, Ian Healy and Pat Welsh, and catch up on all the latest in chasing, pacing and racing. Join us on SEN Track Ingham 96.1 FM, Atherton 99.1 FM, and the all-new Gold Coast 1620 AM, and Brisbane 1053 AM.
It's the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Join in all the fun on SEN Track.
SEN Track.
Also available on the SEN app.
So Gotch out. First ball dark, and 6 for 165. The Melbourne Stars with 1 over left, and Marcus Stoinis on 79 to take strike with Boland with the ball. This will be a good battle between the two mates.
Yeah, finishes with 4 overs, 3 for 31. Nathan Ellis, great comeback. Went for 12 in his first over, none for 12. Last three overs, 3 for 19. So. Stars, 171 still in play.
Yes, so is your 176.
176 still in play.
All right, Boland from his 3 overs, none for 27.
Not sure the 100's still in play, though. He's 79 off 49 balls here. Stoinis, he'll need the whole over himself.
In he comes, and he plays it straight over the head of the bowler, down the long off for 4. Good start to the over for Marcus Stoinis. He moves to 83 from 50.
83 off 50. It's a good shot. The long on and long off the back, but he hit it so straight, they couldn't get around to that. He put too much into it.
A boundary for the TAC. On your phone, you're driving blind. TAC. And even now, with 5 balls left, a wicket, they get Stoinis out. Makes a big difference. It's going to make a big difference to the score.
Yeah, they're still chirping. This is trying to bowl this, and Stoinis is chirping with someone in the field. I'm not sure who it is.
He's chirping, he's chewing the chewy. Well, now he takes strike.
Feeling pretty good. He's 80 odd not out.
Bowling into him and way outside off stump, and he's good enough to get it down to the cover boundary for a single. Had he left it, it would have been a wide, and he would have had to have bowled it again.
And he didn't take a run.
Wow. So they could have got the single. He says, no, I'll save Adam Zampa from coming down and taking a strike. I'll handle this young man.
So he's thinking, all right, okay, my 100's still on the go here. 169 the score. 4 balls left.
Bowling in. And again, he gives himself room, and he just, is he caught? It's through the hands, and it rolls to the boundary for 4. Through his hands, couldn't quite grab it, Hanscom, and it's 4 runs.
Jesus, it was a tough chance. It was going, he smashed it off the bat. It flew to cover. Hanscom went up. He got his fingertips
you
to
would have caught it.
Oh, I don't think so. Would have taken my fingers to the fence with it. And through it went. No fielder straight behind the cover fieldsman.
So Liam Pickering, who with the nearest the pin went for 176, might be right. 6 for 173. Stoinis gives himself room. Cuts for 4. 1 bounce over the rope.
Well, hello. He needs a 6 and a 4 here to get his 100.
So he's 91 from 53. 6 for 177 the score with 2 deliveries left. He'd have the last laugh if he gets 100 off the last 2 deliveries here.
Jeez, fantastic. Fantastic. It was a bad ball, short, really wide, and he just cut it straight over the point for 4. Bit of a gift, really, from Scotty Boland.
So 2 balls left. Boland to deliver them. Stoinis is on strike. He's on 91 from 53.
Needs at least a 6.
And he gets room, and he hits it down the ground for 6. No! Bounces just inside the rope for 4. But there's a ton for him still on offer if he can get a 6 off this last ball.
He's 95 not out off 54 balls. It's been an unbelievable knock. And Scotty Boland's bowling wide outside off stump and full. And Stoinis has forgot about going to the leg side. He's going straight down the ground on the offside. He doesn't care now. He knows he needs a 4 will get him 99 not out of here. A 6 will bring up his 100, and it'll be a fabulous 100.
So 6 for 181. 1 ball left.
Taking 16 off this over.
Stoinis is 95 from 54 deliveries. The run rate's 9.13. The Hobart Hurricanes are going to be chasing something big.
He's going to go around the wicket, is he? He's going to go around the wicket, Scotty Boland.
Stoinis chewing the chewy.
Try and cramp him on the leg stump. He's put the leg side field back, or he could just be playing ducks and drakes and go wide outside off again, hoping he goes with him.
He needs 6 for 100. And it's a Yorker. He just keeps it out. And well bowled by Boland, stopped the 100, and they come through for just the single to end their 20 overs. And they got through for the second, in fact. So Stoinis finishes with 97 from 55. Zampa was not out, no score at the non-strikers end. Hobart Hurricanes need 184 from their 20 overs to win this one. And it's a nice score the Stars have posted this time, given that 2 days ago they were only able to get 143 from their 20. So I'll run you through the scorecard. Andre Fletcher out for 10 from 4 deliveries. Court McDermott bowled Meredith. Larkin out for 4 from 9. Court David bowled Meredith. Maxwell out for 6 from 7. LBW to Lamashane. Poran out for 26 from 21. Bowled by Nathan Ellis. He played it on. Cartwright out for 36 from 24. Also played on. Bowled by Nathan Ellis. Gotch, Court McDermott bowled Nathan Ellis. Adam Zampa not out at the end of it, but Marcus Stoinis, the star of the show, 97 from 55, 7 4s and 7 6s had a strike rate of 176.4. Brilliant display by the Melbourne Stars and a big number posted to win for the Hobart Hurricanes. They need 184 from their 20 to win. This is Big Bash Nation. Great to have your company. Liam Pickering with us for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. You can send money overseas with their app. Those stats for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux, in the fall of wicket for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au. We'll tell you more about it straight after this break.
SEN Track, the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. You can find it at 1593 AM.
The Sounding Board with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. It's sport, it's the media, it's talking about the issues that matter.
Tony Abbott chimed in and said he'd, quote unquote, never leaked details of cabinet discussions to News Corp. So there's some funny things there to unpack, don't I?
Never again, Tony.
He could have said anything other than I didn't leak. And people would have believed it. Here's the thing about leaking. Half the time people leak, they don't actually realise they're leaking. They don't have the self-identification that they have just said something they shouldn't have said. Can they be trusted? When you bring that many tennis players in who are that answerable to themselves generally and respectfully speaking, a relatively selfish sport.
Absolutely they are.
How do you trust that they will live to the conforms of our community the entire time they're here? Like, it's one thing to put AFL players in a hut, it's another thing to put freewheeling, high-rolling tennis players.
For Drinkwise, stay safe, and if you're choosing to drink, please drink wise. The Sounding Board with Hutchie and Damo. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom. We're pumped, ready to go. Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. Mad as.
Jamie Whincup, welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
Real adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
I'm just astonished how many people are still using the wrong burley cages, Pat. You need to get your cages down to the bottom for the whiting. Look at the design of a whiting's face. They're shaped so their mouth turns in underneath their jaw and they feed hard on the bottom. So where are they going to be? They're going to be on the bottom.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
If you love racing, you'll love SEN Track. Start your day with us, Ian Healy and Pat Welsh, and catch up on all the latest in chasing, pacing and racing. Join us on SEN Track Ingham 96.1 FM, Atherton 99.1 FM, and the all-new Gold Coast 1620 AM, and Brisbane 1053 AM.
It's the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Join in all the fun on SEN Track.
SEN Track.
Also available on the SEN app.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-storey, 5-storey and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday you can watch it online. Saturday Trackside is on live stream on the SEN app, on your mobile via Twitch, your computer or smart TV. The banter, the fun, the expert analysis and horse racing tips. Simon O'Donnell, Dave Taggart and co bring it all to the table. Saturday Trackside. Watch the live stream this Saturday. SEN Track, the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
You're listening to Big Bash Nation.
And Stortis Waits for him and he sweeps this down on one knee for 6. Wow. He's put it into the house next door.
He has.
They're going to have to get that out of the fish tank.
Mrs. Jones that lives in there has had to fish a few balls out of there in the last couple of seasons. Well, that was a typical Botha ball. Right arm around the wicket to the right-hander, sliding it from outside the leg, trying to slide it outside off, but Stornis is awake to it.
Stornis on strike again, and he cuts this again. High for 6. Over the top of Gully, over the top of the rope.
Great shot. This is what I mean with Stornis. You can tie him up with a few dot balls, but he can hit big boundaries. That was again short and wide outside off stump. With the field they've got set, it makes no sense.
Maxwell on strike now. He's 6 from 6. Stornis 26 from 24. Reverse sweep. Maxwell catches him on the pad. Big appeal gone. Big wicket. Glenn Maxwell attempts
a reverse
sweep. And he's gone for 6 off 7. The man that made 70 of their 143 2 days ago is out. Good pitch, everything set up for a really good contest. Both are in, and Stornis pulls this over square leg for 6.
Yeah, it's pretty much a carbon copy of the first ball he bowled of the innings. But you up too many balls. If you get out, then you've made it harder for the next bloke. Right,
short in, he pulls it for 6 again.
Yeah, how short was it though?
Wow.
It's a great ground for crowd catchers. The people in the crowd jumping away with other people. That was a good 50 though to Marcus Stornis, isn't it?
So 53 from 37. He needs 6 for 100. And it's a Yorker. He just keeps it out. And well bowled by Boland, stopped the 100. And they come through for just the single to end their 20 overs. And they got through for the second, in fact. So Stornis finishes with 97 from 55. Zampa was not out, no score at the non-strikers end. Hobart Hurricanes need 184 from their 20 overs to win this one.
You know, he's a key.
Great to have you company on Big Bash Nation, wherever you might be listening. Hobart Hurricanes and Melbourne Stars. Our game, we're halfway through it, and as you heard, it's going to be a big total to be chased by the Hobart Hurricanes. And later today, Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Thunder coming your way. Liam Pickering with us for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money online with their app. Not a bad total, Pickers.
Very good total. They'd be thrilled with that. I mean, they kept the Hurricanes to 164 just on Saturday, so that they had to bat well to get to 164. So they have to bat extra well now that they're chasing 183. So, yeah, after a really promising first 10 overs, it's amazing. We talked about the fact that the Scorchers yesterday were 2 for 63 at the 10-over mark and made 185. Well, the Stars were 3 for 63 at the same point and made 183. So the back end can be deep if you've got a player in there that's set, and that's what happened with Stornis. He was fantastic, 97 not out.
Yeah, Stornis 97 from 55. There was a chance that he was going to get 100 at one stage. Good deck, though. It's good pitch that they're batting on.
Yeah,
it's still bright sunshine, few wispy clouds above at Bellerive, but perfect conditions in Hobart. And you've talked about it a bit. You said it a couple of days ago when we watched the Hobart Hurricanes in action that they've got a good batting lineup.
Well, they have. Look, they bat very, very deep. But, Darcy Short, McDermott at the top. Milan, who's rated the number 1 T20 player in the world, at number 3. And then Hanscom at 4, very experienced player. And Colin Ingram's another import. And Tim David can hit a big ball, and then they're into the bowlers. He can bat a bit. Ellis can bat a bit. And then they've got the real bowlers, Boland, Meredith and Lamashane. So I would think that they'll need a good partnership at the top of the innings. Darcy Short's the one that I thought Stornis and Short going in were the 2 key players in this game because they both missed out but looked pretty good in the last game, which was only a couple of days ago. So Stornis has ticked his part off. Now we need to see whether Darcy Short can.
That all for Fujitsu, Australia's favourite air. Big score needed for victory by the Hobart Hurricanes, 184 to win. You can experience year-round comfort with Fujitsu, Australia's favourite air. And currently just having a little drink before they head back out for Bundaberg Ginger Beer for great Australian brew. Bundaberg Ginger Beer is what you can grab yourself. And we talked about the sun overhead. It looks like being a perfect night as well. And the crowd, again, have turned out in Hobart in their droves.
Good crowd. Well, it's a day where you can sit on the hill and it's quite warm. They're wearing shorts and T-shirts. It's 24 degrees and a beautiful pitch. And they've got a very fast outfield and, as you said, a nice crowd in it. It's a good family crowd. There's a lot of kids here and mums and dads and, partners. We saw a couple there, I'm sure, on a date, and old mate dove for a catch, dived and just couldn't quite get there and made a bit of a goose of himself.
Few in the crowd that have been catchable today that haven't been caught. It hasn't been a great day for crowd catches, given what we saw a couple of nights ago when the crowd catch was taken by the beer cup.
I reckon it's buyers beware. It's buyer beware if you're talking about a crowd catch, because you've got 8 different lots of hands coming across in front of you when you're trying to catch it. You've got blokes diving over little kids and women trying to get to the catch. It's free for all when it gets into the crowd.
Yeah, it can ricochet off someone else's knuckle onto your skull if you're not careful.
We've seen that happen before.
Absolutely. So good conditions as it stands at the moment. That's the beauty of it. And this batting lineup, well, you were talking about it the other night. Darcy Short could be one of the big keys. He was out for 12 off 7.
He looked good, though. He played a couple of beautiful, crisp drives on the ground, and he was unlucky. He went to sweep Maxwell in the second over and just got it off the glove, and it sort of somehow went off his shoulder and landed on the left bail, which was unlucky. So it doesn't happen very often. So he needs to get a good start tonight. They have got a pretty similar bowling line-up. The only difference really being Zampa, who comes in for Zahir Khan, who's been left out of this game. They made the 3 changes, Larkin and Gotch. Well, that didn't come off. Larkin only made 4 off 9, and Gotch went out first ball. And Zampa's the big one, though. He was at the other end when Stornis was in the last over going for his 100. So the Canes, they were really happy with their team. They didn't change it. The bowling figures, well, Meredith was really good today. 4 overs, 2 for 25. Ellis, 4 overs, 3 for 31. And Lamashane was good. He got a bit of tap at the end, 4 overs, 1 for 36, but was really good. Scotty Boland got some serious tap in the last over, went for 18, but bowled really well at the front of the innings. And the other bowler used was Darcy Short, who's 2 overs, none for 24. So, yeah, I'm not sure. They look a bit light on for bowlers to me, the Stars. I mean, you've got 3 pace bowlers. It means they're going to have to get overs out of Stornis or perhaps Cartwright, but you wouldn't think that. If Maxwell's getting hit, that they might have to go to Stornis, but he hasn't been bowling, which is really surprising. He's hardly been bowling of late. Now, I don't know whether that's an injury or not, but he may have to bowl today because they've only got the 5 bowlers, and that's one of them's Maxwell.
Yeah, well, Maxwell bowled the second over of the innings, so he opened and only ended up bowling 2 for the entire innings. Yeah,
well, they didn't really need him because they tied it up elsewhere, but his 2 overs went for 13. He had 1 for 13, never bowled himself again, but yeah, they've gone with the extra batsman today. Well, they've got the runs on the board. 183 is a really good total. So they'll be confident that they'll be able to go quite well in this, and be able to defend that 183, I would think.
So Zahir Khan out. He went for 33, number 33 from his 4 overs a couple of nights ago. Adam Zampa into that bowling lineup. So the 2 batsmen are out there, Ben McDermott and Darcy Short, and Sam Rainbird is going to open the bowling for the Melbourne Stars.
Yeah, he bowled quite well the other day. What were his figures in the end? 1 for 40 off 4, but he got hit early. He had 13 off his first over, and he bowled well at the back end of the innings. Rainbird, he only went for 6 and took a wicket in the second last over of the innings. So they're bowling at both ends. But Maxwell, he'll start off again, for sure. He'll be bowling at the top while Darcy Short's in.
So McDermott on strike, Darcy Short at the non-strikers end, and the opening delivery of the Hobart Hurricanes innings about to be delivered by Sam Rainbird.
Straight from here we go to the Heat and Thunder game, I think, Dwayne.
It is.
Sammy Hargraves and Bryce McGain to call the action. It'll be the minute this game finishes, we're on again. They crossed over last night, those 2 games.
Okay.
So it might happen, depending on how late it is, I guess.
Looking forward to that one tonight. I'll be having a listen to that one in the drive home. So Sam Rainbird to McDermott. 184 needed for victory from their 20 overs for the Hobart Hurricanes. Melbourne Stars posting 6 for 183. And the first delivery played back past the bowler, fielded though with no chance of a run down to that mid-on area. And they could have gone for one, but elected not to. So a dot ball to start with.
Yeah, it swung too. In-swinger. Left armour, swung it back into Ben McDermott. He got it to mid-on. He jumped on it because he timed it quite well.
Rainbird back in, McDermott on strike, and he almost chopped it on. He chopped it into his own thigh, and they do scamper through for a single this time, first run of the innings.
We saw a couple of chop-ons in the Stars batting innings. Cartwright chopped on and Fletcher chopped on. Darcy Shaw on strike. Gee, he looked in good touch the other day till he was unluckily dismissed.
Yeah, 12 from his 7. Unluckily bowled by Glenn Maxwell. He's playing it on to his own stumps, off his arm or inside of his glove. So Rainbird in, third delivery of this opening over, short on strike, and he turns this off his pads through square leg, and it rolls its way down to the fielder on the square leg boundary for 1.
She timed it well, though.
Yeah.
Notice they've made a change in the wicket keepers now. The Seb Gotch is back in, Nicholas Purin.
Okay.
Who we weren't all that impressed with his keeping in the last game. He can go and have a field today, they said. Go and have a field, and we'll put Seb Gotch behind the stumps. He's seen a lot of Darcy Short, Seb Gotch, so it makes sense. Makes sense, yeah.
Rainbird in, and this one almost chopped on again by McDermott. Chopped it onto his inside of his thigh. Almost looked like deja vu all over again, but it wasn't a replay.
It was exactly the same thing that happened the ball before when he faced 2 balls earlier.
Yeah, it wasn't a replay for Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving. Just the same thing happened.
He didn't middle the ball in the game on Saturday either. He got 31 off 35, and he was really frustrated when he got out, but it tied him down before he eventually went. He hit a nice 6 and a couple of good shots, but...
Rainbird in, short on strike.
Oh, beautiful.
Drives it beautifully past mid-on, and 4 runs.
Gee, he timed that well. Just leant on it. Didn't try and overhit it. Mid-on didn't have to go far, but it went past him and away to the rope.
First boundary of the Hurricanes innings for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind TAC.
Been taking the ball away from the left-hander, but on that occasion, and held its line and went into his leg stump, and he helped himself.
Rainbird in and driven by Short inside half of the bat, straight to mid-wicket. No chance of a run, end of the over. None for 7 after 1.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Number 7 after 1, chasing 184 for victory, the Hobart Hurricanes. And Glenn Maxwell, as he did 2 days ago, about to bowl from the other end to open the bowling for the Stars. Only end up bowling 2 overs the other night.
Good 2 overs, though. 1 for 13.
And McDermott's on strike, and he watchfully plays this to mid-wicket for a single. Well, they're thinking about 2.
No, I wouldn't take his arm on.
No, I don't.
He's got a rocket arm. Maxwell, he fielded his own ball. Amazing how quick the bowlers run after their own balls, as opposed to when they're down at fine leg.
Not a big bash boost target, given the target to win the whole thing's 184, and the bash boost is 64.
Well, you saw that in that game yesterday with the Renegades and the Scorchers. The Renegades were about 8 down, but they were able to get to 64 at least and get 1 point. Salvage 1 point out of what was the rubble of what was left.
Maxwell in, short on strike, and off the back foot, pokes it back down the pitch, tickling Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell will throw one up looking to see whether Short wants to try and do the same sweep shot he tried on Saturday that went onto the stumps. If he does, he might get the treatment this time. And
he plays off the back foot, cuts it to cover, and in fact cuts it to point. No chance of a run. Point was waiting for it.
He didn't try and go leg side, did he?
So Short's on strike. He's 5 from 5.
Teams don't want to give him any room. Darcy Short. Just try and cramp him up as much as possible. They've got a long off back and a deep square leg.
Maxwell in, and off the back foot he turns it on the onside to mid-wicket for a single. Easy single. Maxwell, 2 more deliveries left in this over. McDermott back on strike.
In fact, it's a deep mid-wicket and a long off for Darcy Short.
Maxwell wide up for the Fox cricket coverage. Whilst bowling, in he comes. And McDermott gave himself a bit of room. Pokes it to mid-wicket for a single. Off the back foot. Content with that. One ball left in this Maxwell over.
Well, the first 4 overs, they were 1 for 35, the Stars. So a good platform, but then it dried up from there. The next 5 were... The next 6 were pretty quiet for the Stars, and then they unleashed.
Maxwell is short. Cuts along the deck to cover. No addition to the score. End of the second over.
Good over.
Hurricanes, none for 10.
Real adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
I'm just astonished how many people are still using the wrong burley cages, Pat. You need to get your cages down to the bottom for the whiting. Look at the design of a whiting's face. They're shaped so their mouth turns in underneath their jaw and they feed hard on the bottom. So where are they going to be? They're going to be on the bottom.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Stats for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux. Hurricanes none for 10 after 2. Chasing 184. Rainbird in. It's wide outside off stump and not wide enough to be called a wide though. Batsman backed away a little, McDermott. That's why it looked so wide and he couldn't reach it.
Yeah, well, he's 4 off 6 and he seems to be getting frustrated already. He was definitely frustrated in the game on Saturday. 31 off 35, but didn't time the ball at all in that innings. He muscled a couple over the fence. Didn't time it well, and he hasn't timed it well in this innings so far.
Rainbird into McDermott, and this time he plays it respectfully down to mid-off. No chance of a run, so it's another dot. 2 dots to start this Rainbird over.
It's a good start by the Stars. They're on point early. Well, the Hurricanes have been given a bit of a lesson in how to build an innings already by the Stars. They've got a blueprint to work off. Back end of the innings, you can make up the runs.
And Rainbird in and forces McDermott to play it respectfully, squared up, out to mid-off, and again another dot. So dot to start this Rainbird over. Rainbird 1 for 40 from his 4 overs a couple of nights ago. See what McDermott wants to do with this one. And he tries to play outside off from the crease. Tried to drive it, missed it completely through to the keeper. And there's one left in this over, and it's all dots so far.
Yeah, he flashed it at one outside the off stump, didn't move his feet. It's 4 off 9 now and getting frustrated. 4 dot balls, as you said.
Like we are getting frustrated here. Tomo's brought in his lunch, his meatballs. His dinner and his meatballs.
He's pre-prepared.
Brought it into the studio. Here we are sitting here broadcasting the cricket, and he's brought in the meatballs.
That's a bit selfish.
Rainbird in. And this one's pushed down the wicket for another dot.
Selfishly having dinner while we're...
I don't mind him having dinner.
It smells good.
Something, just a singer without a waft like this.
Oh, it smells good. It's very hard to sniff it, I should say, and then know that your dinner's still a long way away.
It's probably 19 overs away. Hurricanes none for 10
you'll be at the,
after 2.5.
You'll be at the first Macca's on the way to Geelong.
I'll be dropping in, no doubt. Frozen Coke and cheeseburger. This one's played down through point for a single, so they do get one from the end of the over, and that's all they'll get from the over. Rainbird after 2, none for 8. Hurricanes after 3, none for 11.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium, or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
Now the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
Swell in, first ball at the over, and McDermott smashes it over mid-wicket for 6.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Start the over.
And he moves to 11 off 12.
Yeah, it was short. First short one he's bowled. Sat up in the pitch. McDermott said, righto, I'm taking you down, Maxie. You bowled yourself 1 over too many, son.
Down on one knee. More convincing shot, that one. The second ball of this Maxwell over. McDermott gives himself room.
It's a great
and
shot.
smacks it straight into the stumps at the non-striker's end. Maxwell didn't get a hand on it, so there won't be an appeal for a run out, but they only get the one when it looked like being 4.
Oh, it would have been 4. He smashed that straight down the pitch. I reckon it hit Darcy, what's his name's bat? Oh, no, his foot.
It did hit his foot.
Darcy Short's foot. Darcy, what's his name? Oh, mate, I should have just said.
Maxwell in. And what's his name? Gets it off his hip and can't get an addition to the score.
What's that can? What's that name on the can of the Coke again?
Thingamy Bob.
Thingamy Bob.
Thingamy Jig.
Hit on Thingamy Jig's foot. Oh, boy.
So short on strike. Maxwell in. And he almost bowled him.
Not out.
There's an appeal for caught behind. It's not out.
No,
it went over middle stump
by a millimetre. If there was a noise, it might very well have clipped the top of the stumps.
Oh, you're kidding. Is that what they're asking here? That it hit the bail and not knock the bail off?
Well, no point asking it. That bail hasn't come off. It might have clipped it, though. Nah, don't think so.
And he's in, and it's cut this time straight to cover by Darcy Short. They don't get a chance at a run.
Jeez, it missed the stumps by a millimetre.
Or did he hit it?
I don't reckon he's hit it.
Maxwell in, and Short pokes it down to long off for a single defensively, and that's the end of the Maxwell over. So after 4, none for 19.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Great to have your company on Big Bash Nation. A little later on, Sammy Hargraves and Bryce McGain to bring you the Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Thunder. We're bringing you the Hobart Hurricanes and Melbourne Stars. Hobart Hurricanes won the toss, sent the Stars in, and at the end of their 20, 6 for 183 was their total. So 184 for victory, and the fifth over about to be bowled by Rainbird, tucked on the onside by Short to square leg for a quick single off the opening delivery. And if you weren't with us earlier, the star of the show was Marcus Stoinis, 97 from 55 for the Melbourne Stars. A chance to get a ton if he hit a 6 off the last delivery of the 20 overs, but he can only get 2 from it. So 97 not out from 55. McDermott's on strike. 12 from 13. Darcy Short, 8 from 12 at the non-striker's end. Rainbird, second delivery of this 5th over. And it's off the front foot, pushed past cover. And they'll get maybe a second. They do get back.
It's a different way they've gone about this season, the Hurricanes. They were very cavalier last year, the last couple of years with with Short and Wade opening up. But now Wade's not available. They've gone with a left-right-hander instead of the 2 left-handers, and they were dynamic last year, Short and Wade. Had some huge starts in the power play. Well subdued this year.
Rainbird in, and off the front foot, pushed through cover again for a single. And plenty of 6s hit so far this afternoon here at Bellerive.
And Stoinis and Cartwright were hitting a few big ones.
Stoinis 7 6s, Cartwright 3, Pooran 1.
So 11 for that innings. And we've got 1 in this innings so far. Ben McDermott put Maxwell over square leg for 6. A little bit of something to happen here very shortly.
Rainbird in, Short on strike, and he drives this over cover. Hasn't got the carry, he's out.
Well, he's picked him out. He's picked out the man. You could just felt something was going to happen. Rainbird threw it up outside off stump. They had the deep forward point on the boundary, and that's where it slewed off to. He was going over cover, He got a lot squarer than that and picked the man out. He hardly had to move. Pretty simple catch out there to Thatcher. Oh, I've got to say, stop saying Thatcher. To Hatcher, in fact. Maggie Thatcher. He's disappointed. 8 off 13 for Darcy Short. Good wicket for the Stars.
Yeah, massive wicket. 4.4 overs bowled. They're 1 for 23. Short caught Larkin, bowled Rainbird. And they've got a big number. They've got to get to victory, 184.
And they're a long way down at the comparison at the moment. They're 20 down at the moment on what the Stars were at the same time. And the Stars came home like a steam train. Last 5 overs. We took 24, 43, 45, 61 for the last 5.
Wow. So a wicket from the 4th delivery of this Rainbird over. 3 runs from it so far. And Milan is at the crease, coming off a 75 off 56 deliveries 2 days ago. Rainbird in. Milan edges this. It was a delicately played edge through 3rd slip. He did it deliberately, ran it down to 3rd man, got himself a single, gets off the mark.
There's feel the bat on ball. Ball on bat to start his innings. Comes in really good form. His last game was only 2 days ago against the same opposition. Rainbird got him out actually on that occasion, but he was 75 off 56. It was a cracking knock. He's the key man now. It's McDermott, 15 off 15.
So last ball of the Rainbird over. McDermott on strike, and he defensively pushes back down the pitch to the bowler, who fields in his follow-through into the over. After 5, Hurricanes 1 for 24.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-story, 5-story and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
1 for 24 after 5. Glenn Maxwell taking himself out of the bowling attack, putting in Billy Stanlake now.
Well, he bowled his 2 overs for 11 runs, though. Done his part.
Yep.
The power play.
Power play brought to you by Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts, Tyre Power. And the fall of that first wicket, Darcy Short caught Larkin, bowled Rainbird for 8. For Scott Pack, turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au.
Billy Stanlake bowled well Saturday.
Milan on strike and chops it down. He just got the bat down on it quickly enough. Caught him at the crease. Scooted it through to him a little quicker than he expected. Nice first ball from Billy Stanlake.
Yeah, he bowled his 4 overs, 3 for 25 on Saturday, on whatever day it is.
Yeah.
Saturday, I think that was.
I don't even know what day it is today.
Today's Monday.
Monday, it is. Yeah. Does it feel like a Monday to you?
Yeah, nothing feels like the right day. It never does at this time of the year.
You know you're well into the year when your Mondays feel like Mondays. So it's good that a Monday doesn't feel like a Monday.
Correct.
Stanlake in. Milan on strike, and he pulls this forward a square. They'll get a couple. Well, will they get a couple? No.
Poor running.
Just the one.
Just the one.
Just pulled it off his own jaw. Had he not hit it, it would have got him.
His run rate's starting to become a bit of a concern. They're only going at 4.69. They're up over 10 required now. Been a great power play by the Melbourne Stars, who desperately need this win.
Yeah. 1 for 25 off 5.2. Stanlake has a little field adjustment, and he's into McDermott, who cuts this
That's
beautifully past cover all the way to the rope.
Off the back foot, through cover, like a cut shot, if you like. Through cover. Powerful, man. But overhit him a bit on Saturday. That one he didn't try and overhit. He just timed it beautifully. Off the back foot. It was in the air.
Yeah.
Past Maxwell, though. Would have been a hard one to catch. Billy Stanlake first didn't give any width. A bit of width on that occasion.
McDermott on strike again, and he cuts this.
Another great shot. That'll be
3.44. You're spot on. So 4 and 4 from the last two deliveries, just as Liam Pickering was telling you. They're going to have to get this run rate rattling. 1 for 33 now.
Look, even their Bash boost point, so that 1 point after 10 overs, which we thought would be pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
They've got to get 64, 6.4 and over. They're behind that at the moment. But 9 off this over, off 4 balls.
McDermott 23 from 18 on strike, and he tries to cut this past cover, but he can't. The delivery from Stan Lake, a dot, 1 to come to end this over. 9 from it so far.
Yeah, he beat the fielder at cover, and then he beat the fielder at point. They were only by a matter of centimetres, really, but they was able to find the boundary with those 2 fours that he hit. That time he found the fielder at cover.
1 ball left in the 6th over, chasing 184 to win. Stan Lake in, and it's driven past cover, between cover and point, and they do only get the 1, but he keeps the strike. McDermott, he's got 24 from 20, nearly an overthrow. Larkin had to dive and stop it, end of the over. 1 for 34 after 6.
If you love racing, you'll love SEN Track. Start your day with us, Ian Healy and Pat Welsh, and catch up on all the latest in chasing, pacing and racing. Join us on SEN Track Ingham 96.1 FM, Atherton 99.1 FM, and the all-new Gold Coast 1620 AM, and Brisbane 1053 AM.
It's the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Join in all the fun on SEN Track.
SEN Track.
Also available on the SEN app.
Has been thrown to Adam Zampa, who's back into the lineup for this one. 1 for 34 after 6. McDermott on strike, 24 from 20. Milan 2 from 3.
He's got a deep backward square leg for McDermott. Deep mid-wicket, long on the leg side.
He's been in some good form this summer as well, Adam Zampa.
Yeah, he missed the last game because of some bad language. Obscene language. And the umpire said, match ref said you better have a spell for a game. Missed him last game.
And he comes and he gets some zip off the pitch with that first delivery. It's a dot, played respectfully by McDermott.
Oh, he's a terrific short form bowler, this bloke. He's the number 1 spinner in the country.
28
short form anyway.
Years of age. And he comes again to McDermott. And appeal for leg before. Gee, it's close. Very, very, very close. Gee, it was there to be given if he wanted to, and
maybe just sliding.
Wow.
It was way back on the crease. It went straight on. Oh, you could see how that would have been given.
Yeah.
But you can also see why he probably gave him the benefit.
DRS, I reckon, shows half the ball hitting leg stump. Yep. Zampa in, and he gives himself room, and he plays it out to long off for a single, McDermott.
I think you're right. If they did the shading on the pitch, that was going on to hit leg stump. Oh, I think it was crashing leg stump. There you go. I think it was out.
I've seen some of those given, and good appeal from Zampa as well. It was animated.
Similar to that Meredith one early in the Stars batting innings. It's pretty weird. I think it would have clipped the stump. That one might have just cannoned at leg stump, actually.
A bit different with the fast bowlers. You kind of know the ball's going straight on, but with Zampa, you don't know how much zip he's putting on it. And the moment he's putting a bit on it, Milan pushes this through cover for a single. So 1-1 from the first 4 balls of Zampa's first over. McDermott back on strike, 25 from 23. This is a 7th over for Hurricanes innings. They're 1 for 36. Chasing 184 if you've just joined us. Zampa in. McDermott, reverse sweep off middle stump, and he doesn't get a run for it. He hits it straight down to, third man if you like, but third man became a short fine leg when he turned around the other way.
He did. It would have been plum LBW if he had missed it. Hit him on the full in front of the middle stump.
Strange shot to play for no run, knowing the fieldman was there.
Well, a risky shot to play for no run. Hit it on the ground. There's 2 fielders there. There's a backward point and a back short third man.
You've got to dissect them. Zampa in. This one pushed to cover. No chance of a run.
Fantastic over.
Great over from Zampa, as you heard from Liam Pickering. 1 for 36 after 7.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Run rate creeping up here for the Hobart Hurricanes. They're chasing 184 for victory after the Melbourne Stars finished their 20 overs, 6 for 183, thanks largely to Marcus Stoinis, who was 97 not out from 55 deliveries at the end of the 20. So after 7 overs, the Stars were 2 for 48. The Hurricanes are 1 for 36. Yes, and those stats for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux.
Here's Hatcher, not Maggie Thatcher. Hatcher.
So Liam Hatcher, none for 27 off his 4 a couple of days ago, and it's edged almost. He played at it and he missed it, Milan. And boy, is he lucky he missed it through to the keeper, a dot.
Yeah, it was straight through him then.
Tried the educated edge through first slip, didn't get any on it.
Only 24, this fella. He played the 6 games, but looks the goods to me. I'm happy to give him the ball at the death too. It was a good ball. Come back in it.
It did.
Milani tried to guide it down to third man. A pretty risky shot for a single.
Hatcher in, and he plays this off stump nicely. Deflects it through gully down to the boundary at third man for a single. McDermott back on strike, and he's been on strike for the majority. He's 25 from 25. Hatcher a dot and 1 from his first 2 deliveries. 1 for 37 from 7.2, chasing 184.
And that Bash boost target for that bonus point, it's looking likely that they're not going to get to 64 at this rate.
No, it's probably too far away to actually have a crack at it. If it was only, 8 and over, you'd have a crack, but it's too far away.
No, you just got to think about the win now. Focus on the win.
McDermott on strike. Hatcher's third delivery to him. McDermott tried to pull it and he hit him right in the belly button.
He's back under 100% strike rate now, though, again. He's 25 off 26. A lot of dot balls, Ben McDermott. He had a lot of dot balls on Saturday.
Yeah, but he had 31 from 35.
Saturday, yeah. And he was frustrated when he got out the finish. He was very, very frustrated. Smashed his bat into his pad when he got out.
He was the only one of the Hobart Hurricanes whose strike rate was under 100.
Yeah. He's got to start. He's got something to work with here. McDermott.
Hatcher into McDermott, who tries to pull it again, and it wafts past his bat and his off stump and through to the keeper.
Yeah, he just tried to hoik that, didn't he? A length ball. This Winvis, whatever that is, the Boffins, I think they call them. They've got the Stars at 81%. I'd agree. They've got 183 on the board.
Yep.
They're going about 5 and over at the moment. So they only lost 1 wicket though for the Hurricanes, but they want to start getting a wriggle on.
Yeah, Hurricanes 19% on the win. Viz, not sure of the formula as Hatcher comes in off middle stump, turned forward a square on the onside, down towards the boundary, and they do not come back for the second.
Yeah, well, you would have thought they'll push for 2 then. 1 for 38. Just about finished the 8th over. Or 7th over, which will mean there's 8 overs gone and they're only 38. They've got a lot of work to do.
They do, but it's building the pressure right now, and they've got a good batting lineup, and Stars have added to their bowling lineup with Adam Zampa, whose first over was brilliant. 1 for 38 with 1 ball left in the 8th over. Hatcher bowls it to Milan, who drives over cover, 1 bounce, 4.
Great shot.
That boundary for the TAC on your phone, you're driving blind. TAC, and yeah, it looks just as good on the replay for Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving, the Rapid Tune replay. Beautiful shot from McDermott, and he's heading back towards that 100% strike rate again.
Real Adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
I'm just astonished how many people are still using the wrong burley cages, Pat. You need to get your cages down to the bottom for the whiting. Look at the design of a whiting's face. They're shaped so their mouth turns in underneath their jaw and they feed hard on the bottom. So where are they going to be? They're going to be on the bottom.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Zampa, first ball of his over and a little bit of room. Hit down to long off for a single, so nicely played. First delivery of this ninth over. Hurricanes 1 for 43 and played nicely by McDermott. He's 27 from 29. Milan on strike now.
They've only had one over of double figures in the first 8.1 overs. So it's been a great bowling performance early here from the Stars.
Milan on strike. Zampa into him. And he takes it off his pads down to mid-wicket for a single. So they're rotating the strike, but not getting the big number overs at the moment. 1 for 44 from 8.2. And if you have just tuned in to Big Bash Nation, they're chasing 184 for victory. The Hobart Hurricanes. Big score posted by the Melbourne Stars. Zampa in. It's short, and it's pulled, and it's 6. McDermott dealt with that.
Yeah, it wasn't super short. It was short enough, though, for him to get back into his crease and pull it over square leg for 6. Played it beautifully. Ben McDermott, he stayed low and then hit up. Did it well. Pretty safe shot, really. Mid-wicket was very, very square. Oh, straight, I should say. And the backward square leg was never in the game.
Dad nearly caught it too with one glove. Zampa in, and he smacks it down the ground for 4 or 6. It's 4. One bounce just inside the rope.
This Bash boost target might be still on here, Dwayne.
So 10 off 2 balls, 1 for 54 after 8.4. And the Bash boost number is 63 or 4? 64.
63 to equal it, 64 to go past it. So they need 10 off 8 balls to get the bonus point.
See if he has a crack here, McDermott. 37 from 31, and he pokes this to mid-wicket. They might go for 2. They are thinking about it, but they think better of it. Just the one. That brings Milan on strike, who's 9 from 8, but he can play. 1 for 55 from 8.5.
We'll take him 13 off this over. It's been a good over. It's been their first really good over. They got 10 off one earlier, but on the back of a 6, really. This one's been a bit more productive.
Do they change their mindset and now have a go at the Bash boost? Zampa in. Milan takes it off stump and pops it to mid-wicket, playing from the crease. So he keeps the strike. 1 from the last ball of that. Zampa over 1 for 56 after 9, chasing 184.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium, or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
So Stanlake to bowl. They need 64 for the Bash boost point. Hurricanes. This is over number 10. They're 1 for 56, needing 64 at the end of this over. Milan on strike. He's 10 from 9. Stanlake in, and he drives it through cover down towards the boundary, but there's a man waiting for it, and they only get the 1. But McDermott's starting to look rather warm now, if not hot.
He's 38 off 32. Milan's timing the ball well too. Darwood,
Milan, who was out for 75 2 days ago off 56, so he's in good form.
Same pitch, good deck.
Stanlake in, and he almost catches him at the crease, high on the leg. No run, so a ball. There's a dot, 9.2. They've got 57 on the board. They need 64 at the end of this over for the bonus point. That Bash boost target of 64. We'll see what McDermott decides to do here. Does he change his mindset and have a go at a couple that aren't there to be gone at?
Well, they'll regroup after this over anyway, and exactly what Stars did. They took 120 off the last 10 overs.
Stanlake in, and he drives this through cover, off the back foot. Just a single.
Just the one. Well, 6 will get him there. 3 balls.
3 balls left, 58 on the board. See what Milan wants to do. Does he want to risk getting out to get the bash boost? Zampa's been pushed back to the boundary fence.
He took 14 off the last over from Zampa. This over's only been 2 or 3 balls. Milan can hit him over cover, though, if he gets rolling.
Milan waits, and he pulls this. Can he get 4 for it to square leg? He can't. Cut off just inside the rope, and they don't even get 2. So just the one.
The outfielding's been really good. The Stars not giving up too many 2s. They're keeping most of them to 1. They get around quick.
1 for 59.
Fielding's been good early.
2 deliveries left in this 10th over. Needing 64.
For the bonus point.
Yep.
Boundary will make it interesting. They might get a half point each. McDermott's going to go for it for sure.
So McDermott's on strike. 2 balls left in this over. Stanlake in, and he drives it to cover. And it's a misfield. And do they run on it? They do.
It needs a boundary now.
So they've got 60 on the board with 1 ball left, needing 64 for the bash boost point.
That's a good ball by Billy Stanlake. No room. Poor bit of fielding. I've just pumped up their fielding. Not sure who that was. Might have been Scotty Boland, was it? Or Rainbird. He's one of the bowlers.
So Stanlake's last ball of this 10th over. It's going to be bowled to Milan, who's 12 from 11. They need a 4 from this delivery for the bash boost point. Milan waits, and he cranks up on it. He drives it. It won't be 4.
No.
And it's driven straight to long on, and no run from it. They didn't run in the end, so the bash boost point goes to the Stars, and at the end of the over, it's 1 for 60 after 10.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday you can watch it online. Saturday Trackside is on live stream on the SEN app, on your mobile via Twitch, your computer or smart TV. The banter, the fun, the expert analysis and horse racing tips. Simon O'Donnell, Dave Taggart and co bring it all to the table. Saturday Trackside. Watch the live stream this Saturday. SEN Track, the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
So the drinks break happening as we speak. Great to have your company on Big Bash Nation. By the way, game 1 of our doubleheader. Sammy Hargraves and Bryce McGain to bring you Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Thunder a little later on tonight. If you have joined us late, 184 the target for victory for the Hobart Hurricanes after the Melbourne Stars posted 6 for 183, mainly off the back of a brilliant innings by Marcus Stoinis, 97 from 55. The beer drinks break for Bundaberg Ginger Beer, the great Australian brew, being taken now that 10 overs have been bowled.
Well, it's very evenly poised. At the same point, the Stars were 3 for 63, and they got 120 off the last 10 overs. And the Hurricanes are 1 for 60. So a couple more wickets in hand. But like the ball with the little barrow, they've got it all in front of them at the moment. The Stars are bowling well. A very impressive first 10 overs. You wouldn't think they could defend the bash boost bonus point of 64. But they have. And they didn't go after it as much as I thought they might in that 10th over. But they'll regroup now. Adam Griffith, the coach, will be having a chat and saying, right, let's work out when we're going to use these other 2 overs we've got, because they didn't really use them well in the first 4, the power overs. Just none for 19. Remembering that the Stars ended up with 2 for 61 off their 6-over power play.
The run rate required now is 12. Hatcher in. McDermott on strike. He's on 40. And he digs this Yorker out down to long on for a single. Just the 1 wicket has fallen so far. That Darcy Short caught. Larkin bowled Rainbird. 1 for 61. Fall to the wicket for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au. And Liam Pickering was talking about the power play for Tyre Power. Summer Scorcher Sale is on now for Tyre Power. This game delicately poised right now. 1 for 61 after 10.1.
Yeah, well, a wicket, one of these two out will change the whole dynamic of it, because they've got to somehow find 97 runs for one player, and that's going to be the job of McDermott at this stage.
He's on 41 and he pulls this to square legs boundary, but only for one. Fielded just inside the rope by Marcus Stornis, who whips it into the keeper. So one more added to the score. Milan's 13 from 13, 1 for 62. And McDermott now on strike, 41 from 36.
Yeah, there's been a lot of boundaries hit in this innings. Mind you, there wasn't at the start of the Stars innings either. Pretty similar score sheet. But they got very, very busy late. Took 61 off the last 5 overs.
Hatchery, McDermott. Oh, he nearly chopped onto his stumps.
Well, he's going to get it.
Going to roll
at least 2.
Down to the fine leg boundary. Just cut off by Rainbird inside the rope. They'll get 2.
And got back for 3 in the end.
Get back for 3, so nicely run. After they were a little tardy with their running earlier on in this innings.
Yeah, Milan was on his bike that time. He saw it going down. They had the fine leg up. He's dragged a lot of balls inside edge today. Ben McDermott. He's 44 though. He's off 45 37. And he's still there, which is the main point.
119 runs needed from 57 balls left. 1 for 65 from 10.3. Hatcher in again to Milan, who's 13 from 13. Milan drives it high and long. That looks like 6 and plenty more.
No.
Yes, 6.
Just. Oh, that fielder that was standing there, the substitute Stars fielder there, it was just on-looking with a towel around his neck. Put me off. I thought he was going to catch it. He was just over the rope.
He was. Looked like he got plenty on it, but got it high, and it's a long boundary there, so it's 6, and they needed that.
They did. They did indeed.
Boundary for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind.
It's a good shot.
TAC. 33-year-old David Milan, 19 from 14.
6,000 T20 runs now after that shot. Strike rate of 129, average in the mid-30s.
On strike here, and it's short. Plays and misses through to the keeper.
The extra bounce there from Hatcher. They've taken 11 off this over. They need to do that and keep doing it, at least. They need more than that. And at least 12 and over. You're going to find at least 2 boundaries from singles. They're over from here on.
2 set batsmen at the crease now. McDermott 44 from 37. And Milan not out 19 off 15 facing now. Hatcher's last ball of this over into him. And he takes it off his pads down to long on. And they'll get themselves a single to end the over. 1 for 72 after 11.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Hilton Cartwright being given the ball.
Well, we said they'll have to find overs from someone else. Maxwell never bowls 4. They've only picked 5 bowlers, and one of them is Maxwell. So 3 frontline pacemen. And Hatcher, Stanlake and Rainbird. And Zampa, obviously. And Maxwell and Cartwright. I'm not sure why Stornis isn't bowling. He doesn't seem to want to bowl. Or he's just concentrating on his batting. I'm not sure. He might have an injury when he's bowling. I'm not sure. But his batting certainly didn't look like he had an injury.
No, now that he's batted, he can concentrate on his bowling if he wants to. Cartwright in. It's wide outside 4. Off. And played nicely over first slip through the vacant slips for 4 by Milan.
Well, third man's up, so it's a pretty safe shot if you get a thickish edge. It's a wide ball outside off stump. So it deserved a bit of treatment. Seb Gotch is not the tallest man going around. He wasn't going to be able to get to that.
Neither was his dad?
No, they're a small family. Later, Gotch, if he's out there listening, he wouldn't be because he'd be watching his son. Geez, he finished the Shield season well last year.
His dad could play a bit too.
Oh, he's a good little player.
He was a good little player.
The left footer.
Cartwright bowls to Milan. It's full length, full toss. He takes it. It was an attempt at a Yorker. He took it on the full, gets it to mid-wicket for 1.
They might have got 2 then. He mishit it.
Yeah.
And it was right placed between the 2 deep fieldsmen. I think he just decided he was just going to take 1 from the start.
Still to come, Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Thunder. Sammy Hargraves, Bryce McGain to bring you that one later on Big Bash Nation. Liam Pickering here with me for his company for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money overseas with their app. Hurricanes 1 for 77 after 11.2, chasing 184 for victory.
Thunder have won the toss. They're going to have a bat first in that game.
Okay.
Which is good to see. Most teams have been sending the opposition in, including this game.
McDermott on 44. Full toss.
That's high.
And he spanks that high. Has he got it long enough? It's high and long enough. Spanked that over mid-wicket into the grandstand for 6. It was a full toss that deserved it. And he's brought up his 50 off 38. 1 for 83 after 11.3.
Wow. That's a part-time bowler. On a full toss at that slow pace to a bloke. Oh, it's a gift. That was a gift. Ben McDermott says, see how far I could hit this.
Yep.
He hit as high and as long as he wanted to. Went into the second tier. Ends up being a good 50, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he's played a lot of inside edges. 3 4s and 3 6s. 15 dots, though.
Yeah, his innings 2 days ago was the same, 31 from 35, and we were trying to work out how good it was because at times he looked like he was struggling. But this one was under a strike rate of 100 at one stage, and he looked like he was struggling again, but he's starting to motor now. 50 from 38.
This is the problem when you only bring 4 frontline bowlers and Maxwell, is that you got to find overs from someone else. Otherwise, it's Maxwell's going to have to bowl it.
Cartwright in again, and it's a slower ball. Yorker outside off, driven down the ground to long off for a single. So 12 from the 4 balls from this Cartwright over so far.
So they have to go at 12 anyway, but they took 12 off the last over, but they need a big over. Remembering that the back end there, the last over of the innings went for 18. And they had an over of 21 in there off Scott Boland in the first over of that power surge, which was taken after the 12th over. They haven't taken theirs yet. They might do a similar thing here with McDermott and Milan both in good touch now. They need 100 off 50 balls. So they're tracking okay. Can be done.
So 2 balls left in this Cartwright over, the 12th over of the Hurricanes innings. And way outside off stump. It's a full toss, outside off, pushed to point boundary, cut off by Stornis just inside the rope, and they only get 2. Dodged the bullet there.
They only got 1 in the
Did they only get 1 there?
Yeah, he didn't run hard enough.
Wow.
Bad running, but that was a full toss wide. It was going to be a quarter wide.
Yep.
And you got to toe with the bat to it.
Sometimes you've got to have the discipline to let it go.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pot luck, though. If the umpire doesn't call it, you'll feel like a mug. I missed out on one there, which is what he thought.
Yep.
I'll square cut that for 4. He got on the toe of the bat. It went pretty slowly at the point. He was able to run around.
So McDermott back on strike. Last ball of the Cartwright, and he aborts it.
He's lost it here, Cartwright. I don't know how much he's been bowling the nets, but he's lucky this over's only gone for 11. For 13, sorry.
He won't get another one. So this is his last ball.
He's bowled 3 full tosses.
He might as well put everything he's got into this last ball.
I think so.
He's tried to bowl a few Yorkers or at least full tosses in at the shins, but they've been a little higher than that.
They've been full tosses.
Cartwright in, short and spanked outside edge, perhaps over the top of where third slip would be, down to the third man boundary for 4.
17 off.
End of the over, 17 off, as Liam Pickering told you. And the Hurricanes getting a hurry on, 1 for 89 after 12.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-story, 5-story and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies' mate. That's IMAR.
1 for 89 after 12, chasing 184 to win.
Comparatively, this is when they took the surge. The score was 3 for 88. So they're one run ahead of what the Stars were at the same after that same over. 12 overs of the innings.
Winfish had them cooked, the Hurricanes. They were gone. They were
the Boffins have got
18%.
No idea. They got no idea.
Like to see the formula. Zampa on now to bowl.
I never know how to bloody work it out.
No, well,
it's like PredictViz. How are they working it out?
Zampa bowls. Milan on strike, and he missed it. He played for the drive down the ground for 4 or 6, and he missed it completely. Zampa deceives him off the pitch.
They got some big overs coming, though. The Stars. This over went for 21. They went from 88 to 109 after this over. They took bowling down.
Zampa looking good at the moment. Third over. So he's got one to come after this, and it's a dot to start this third over. Milan on strike on 26 from 20. They need 95 from 47 to win. Zampa in. Milan plays and misses again. The big front foot drive. That, yeah, you're right. Beat him off the deck.
Yeah, outside edge. I think he read him then. I think he was expecting the one to come back into him, and it didn't. Went away from him. Got into the webbing of Seb Gotch's fingers.
Did well to glove it. Because it moved a bit.
It took a bit of spin, didn't it? Hasn't been many that have spun today.
So 2 dots to start the Zampa over. Into Milan, and he tries to sweep it. He sweeps it off, and he's been given. He tried to sweep it from off stump, and Zampa gets the big wicket of Milan for 26 LBW. 2 for 89.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
All of the wicket for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au. Liam Pickering to tell you more about that ball from Adam Zampa.
Yeah, traditional leg spinner. He went down. He tried to hit it over square leg. He was down on one knee. Spun back in a little bit. Pitched outside off. Hit him in line. I think it was out.
Yeah, I think it was out too.
Yeah, good decision by the umpire. Zampa really confident. Gotch really confident. Milan didn't look like he was all that surprised. Hit him on the knee roll. I think it was hitting leg stump.
Good appeal from Seb Gotch as well.
Yeah. Well,
really animated.
They were pretty confident that was hitting the stumps. And he's a real celebrator, isn't he, now, Zamps?
Yeah.
Could have been a good over. I mean, for 17 off Cartwright's over.
So it's a wicket maiden so far. 3 balls from it.
Colin Ingram in.
Ingram faces Zampa, who deceives Ingram this time. He plays for the drive and missed it.
Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that was a wrong one again. The left-hander fell for it. Didn't pick it.
Seeing the replay for Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving. Rapid Tune. Colin Ingram on strike. Still a wicket maiden from Zampa so far. He's in, and this time he drives it, and this time he gets it through cover, but only a single. So Ingram off the mark. 1 ball left in this Zampa over. 2 for 90, chasing 184 to win.
They brought the slip in here exactly for that wrong un. Oh, didn't miss the outside edge by much. Or if it, actually did. Might have found the outside edge.
Is that why Gotch was unhappy with the dropping?
Gotch has dropped it. Might have been a feather. His first slip was acting like it. The bowler was acting like he'd got an outside edge on it.
Last ball from Zampa to McDermott. And McDermott respectfully pushes this to mid-wicket for a single. So 2 runs and a wicket from it. 2 for 92 from 13.
If you love racing, you'll love SEN Track. Start your day with us, Ian Healy and Pat Welsh, and catch up on all the latest in chasing, pacing and racing. Join us on SEN Track Ingham 96.1 FM, Atherton 99.1 FM, and the all-new Gold Coast 1620 AM, and Brisbane 1053 AM.
It's the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Join in all the fun on SEN Track.
SEN Track.
Also available on the SEN app.
13 overs bowled. Hurricanes 2 for 91, chasing 184 for victory in Glenn. Maxwell looks like he's going to bowl a third over.
Yeah, well, he has to, because he can't trust Cartwright after that last over, went for 17. They still haven't taken this surge, so it's interesting. They've now got a new batsman in with McDermott. They had a chance to take it with Milan. Colin Ingram played a really handy knock on Saturday, 26 off 12. McDermott's all on him now, though.
Maxwell in, and it's driven straight back past Maxwell for 4.
Great shot. Gave himself room and then played a classic off drive straight past the umpire's foot into the rope.
Boundary for the TAC on your phone. You're driving blind TAC, so see if they can get a few from this Glenn Maxwell over. As Liam Pickering's told you a few times, just bringing in 4 main strike bowlers could be a problem. This one driven to long off for a single, which brings Ingram on strike. McDermott now 61 from 43, and he's the guy they need to play the Stoinis innings.
Yeah.
Stoinis, if you're unaware, 97 from 55 in the Stars, 6 for 183. Those stats for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux. Maxwell bowls to Ingram, who's only new at the crease, so he pokes it off the back foot down to long. Just the one.
Some big overs they need to catch up here. They need 87 off 39 balls here, the Hurricanes. Peter Hanscom waiting to come in next. He was listed ahead of Ingram.
Maxwell in, and this one just pushed through off the front foot to mid-wicket boundary for 1.
Tim David can hit. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in next. They did that set up on Saturday. Same thing, Hanscom slid right down.
Maxwell in, and he skips down the pitch and then blocks it to cover.
He was going to go big then. Ingram, he might as well wait until the field's up.
Yep.
He's going to do that. He's only 2. He's only faced 4 balls.
So he skipped down the pitch and it was a dot. Ingram's still on strike. He's 2 from 4. Maxwell in. Last ball of the over. He plays it from the crease. They get a single down to long on. In fact, they think about a second and don't come for it. End of the over. Maxwell from his 3. None for 19. Hurricanes after 14. 2 for 99.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium, or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
So the way it stands right now, it's going to take a couple of massive overs from the Hurricanes in there to get this one. Zampa, first ball of the over, locked it down towards Maxwell on the boundary, and on the bounce, Maxwell fields it brilliantly, and he cuts it off and stops the 4 and keeps them to just 1.
Staggering. Just a single. Great bit of fielding. Ingram went deep, he went long. The run rate's up to 14. Well, it's a bit theatrical in the end, wasn't he? After he threw the ball, he did some sort of a tumble roll.
Yep, got to do that. But the Big Bash circus we're in. Well, put a bit of mayo on it.
Well, the longer they wait, not use this power surge.
Zampa into McDermott, who's 62 from 44, and he drives it over cover. Has he got enough on it? Oh, yes, he has.
That's a great shot.
It wasn't a full-blooded drive, but it was a beautiful cover drive that he middled into the crowd for 6. And he could well be the guy who gets a ton. We thought Marcus Stoinis might have got one earlier today, ended up with 97 from 55 for an opener, only faced 55 balls. But it might be the day of McDermott.
Well, keeps going like this. It's just a beautiful lofted cover drive for 6. 68 off 45.
Zampa bowls to him again, and he turns this on the onside. Little uppishly, but there was no fielder at mid-on, so he rolls it down to long on, and he gets himself 1. Ingram back on strike. They need 77 from 33.
Coming into this over, the required run rate's 14.17. So they're going to need some lusty hitting.
Zampa in, 4th ball of this over, and he aborts the run in. Score 2 for 107 after 14.3, chasing 184.
His last over, Zampa.
He's got 1 for 26 from his 3.3. And he bowls it. He scooted that on a little. Got through Ingram, through to the keeper. Well gloved by Gotch. Dot.
Ingram, 4 off 7. Starting to feel a bit of pressure.
Zampa. Bowls again to the new batsman at the crease. And he gets it uppishly to mid-wicket. Call of catch it, but it was never going to be catchable. He gets himself a single, and that brings McDermott on strike for the last ball of the Zampa over. 2 for 108.
Well, they've got covered off that Maxwell bowled 3 and Cartwright 1, so they can go to their front liners after this, the pace guys.
Zampa in, McDermott drives down to long on, just a single, but he retains the strike, and that's pretty important given that he's 70 from 47. End of the 15th over, chasing 184 to win. Hurricanes 2 for 109.
Historic victories.
Richmond win their 3rd premiership in 4 years.
Heartbreak.
From the Australian Grand Prix, just want to say sorry to our fans. The event can't go ahead.
And jubilation.
Driving clear. Johnny Get Angry's going to do it for Dennis. Johnny Get Angry wins the Victoria Derby.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Great to have your company wherever you're listening to Big Bash Nation. Liam Pickering with us for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money online with their app. And the score for Dulux, Professional Painters choose Dulux as the power play overs are taken now for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Tyre Power. Hurricanes 2 for 109. After 15 overs, they're chasing 184. So 2 for 109, 5 overs left, chasing 184. They need 75 from 30 balls.
Ooh, it's going to be tough. 75 off 5 overs. And then a couple of huge overs. And we know what happens here. We talk about it ad nauseum. In this, a lot of wickets seem to fall as well. They might get some runs. In their 2 overs at this same stage, they took 26 and lost 1 wicket.
Hatcher in, and McDermott drives it, and he drives it strongly through mid-wicket to the boundary for 4.
Off the back foot too. Well played. Had a man out there. He just hit it in front of him. He couldn't get around. Cartwright, he tried. He missed it by much. Not a lot wrong with the ball. Outside off stump, he drives it through there, straight past the man on the boundary rope for 4. He'll go big here.
74 from 48 now, McDermott. Hatcher in. McDermott. Oh, he's got that high for 6. Full toss, and he has spanked it down the ground into the second tier.
Into the TV commentary spot.
Warney nearly caught it. 6, and McDermott moves to 80 from 49. Liam Pickering said to you earlier, who's going to play the Storness innings? Storness 97 from 55, while McDermott is the man right now. He's the difference between a Hurricanes win or a Hurricanes loss.
He actually is. Because there's no one, they've sort of covered off the pouring runs. We need, this bloke can get another 17. You've covered off Maxwell. Another 17, I think you've got 97, yeah. And then we need, realistically, we need the Cartwright numbers covered off. And then they'll get home.
80 from 49, McDermott. Hatcher bowling at the moment.
He's got a deep square leg and a deep mid-wicket. The rest of the field are inside the circle. So no, fine legs up, third man's up.
10 runs from the first 2 deliveries. This one's outside off. And well bowled.
Oh,
it's wide. It was inside.
A no ball. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. It was inside the blue line.
Called wide first, but then he called no ball.
Wow.
This will be a free hit.
Well, we talked about how many balls left. 63 from 28 as it stands right now. But if you bowl wides and no balls, you end up getting 3 or 4 more. And
he's stiff. Oh, no, he's just over. Just over. A millimetre over. Just a millimetre, but that's all you need to be. Good call by the umpire. It'll be a discussed call because whether he'll plant it on the line or just behind the line or just in front of it. Anyway, Slid over one of the time his foot went down anyway.
So here we go. McDermott on strike. And a full toss, outside edge, and he gets it to third man for 4.
Oh, he wasn't going there, Dwayne.
He was trying to hit it over mid-wicket. I reckon he almost got it off the back of the bat.
I reckon he did hit the back of the bat. So it went over short third man for 4.
So 2 for 124. Game on now. Their target's 184.
We got 15 off 3 balls in this over.
60 more from 27. McDermott's 84 from 51, and Maxwell a little more animated now. They had some fun out there earlier on, the Stars, but it's business-like now.
So now he's sticking the leg side fielders up, so he's going to bowl wide of off stump, and he's taken the offside fielders deep. So he's got a deep backward point and a deep cover, and the leg side field inside the circle. Watch him get across to the off stump.
Well, 2 days ago, we thought for all money the Stars were going to win. And quite often, we think for all money the Stars are going to win. And in this one, WinViz thought for all money the Stars were going to win. But all of a sudden, they're in a spot of bother here.
Well, it's going to be wide of the off stump. It's going to have to be.
Hatcher in, and he drives it through cover.
There's a man
only
there,
get the one.
That's
yeah, they don't
bowling.
get another.
Good bowling to your field. That's what that is. It was right on the blue line. Sometimes you have to be a little bit daring and try and trust your eyes to know, is it going outside that line? He's lining up there. He's lining up outside off. So let's see what field they've got for the left-handed Ingram. He'll definitely go over leg side if he can. I'd say they'll go the same field. And they'll stick the wide. Same sort of field, so you'll have a deep. No, they've kept the leg, deep square leg, deep backward square leg, and a deep mid-wicket. Okay, so they're happy for him to try and slog it. Okay, there's a big difference. So England go over offside.
Ingram on strike. Hatcher in a short. He pulls it. He got it off the splice. He'll get one.
I don't know. Oh, just the one. Still been a big over.
Ingram 26 from 12 2 days ago, so he can hit runs if he wants to have a crack at it. He's 6 from 9 right now, and McDermott's back on strike. 85 from 52, the last ball of the 16th over.
So we're taking 17 from this over. With another over of these power surge ones to go. Can he make it a boundary? Ben McDermott.
In he comes, McDermott. Well, he tried to edge that delicate edge through the vacant slip, but he missed it completely, and it's a dot ball to finish the over. Dodged the bullet there, the Stars. Hatcher finishes his third, Nump for 35. Hurricanes 2 for 126 after 16.
Let's have a little look at this. Not sure why he tried that shot. No, they had the fielders back, but he just tried to run it off the face down to... The third man was up inside the circle, but he powered that. I reckon he would have been able to get to the boundary. It was a wide, slower ball outside off stump. Anyway, big Billy Stanlake to bowl 17th over.
They need 58 from 24. The Hurricanes, they're chasing 184. We're still in the power play for Tyre Power. Tyre Power, know your tyres. Tyre Power. And Stanlake to bowl with Ingram on strike, who's 6 from 9 right now. Only difference between this game and the game 2 days ago, in essence, is the Stars were the ones chasing 2 nights ago. Stanlake in, and it's driven high for 6. Spanked down the ground by Ingram. It clears the rope. We talked about it. He was 26 from 12 a couple of days ago. Colin Ingram, he can blast them, and he's 12 from 10 here after a 6 from the first ball of the Stanlake over.
Stanlake went slow and wide outside off. And the fielders are back on deep on the leg side, but long on's not back. He wouldn't have caught it anyway, went over the rope. It was a great shot. Dragged that from outside off over long on for 6. But they need a massive over. His run rate's ridiculous. Really.
Ingram on strike. Stanlake in. Ingram is short, and he tries to play it over the top of Koch's head, and it's a wide over shoulder height. He just tried to edge it to the boundary for 4, but it was too far above his head.
He had to jump up to try and do it. It was off the ground then, Colin Ingram, when it went past.
Yeah, it's got to be called.
Had to be called a wide. He's a big man, Billy Stanley. Didn't take it much.
So it wouldn't have been a wide if he bowled to himself.
Not to himself, maybe.
No.
or to Green, Cameron Green.
So an extra ball here. Stanlake to bowl it to Ingram. Maxwell just setting the field.
Okay,
still in the power play for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Now he's taken, long on comes back. Okay.
Ingram on strike, and he cuts this just backward of Point. Point gets there to cut it off, and they only get the one from it. Tried to get it between Point and Gully. Didn't succeed.
It's 7 off 2 balls.
50 required from 22.
And Ben McDermott makes his 100. Plenty of balls left.
85 from 53 earlier today. It was Marcus Stoinis, 97 from 55. He was the star of the show for the Stars. McDermott, the star of the show for the Hurricanes, who a couple of nights ago looked in trouble, but the Stars seemed to have them covered in the run chase for victory, and then suddenly it got nasty for the Stars in a hurry. Can the Hurricanes get back on top here with a big over?
They need a big over.
Stanlake in, McDermott on strike, and he drives this half volley outside off for a quick single. Shy at the stumps from Maxwell. He missed. A direct hit might have put him in trouble. They scamper through for one. 49 required from 21.
He's got Chris Lynn's been named the X Factor man for the Heat.
Right.
Interesting. He's either fit or he's not.
Yeah.
Maybe they just sub him in.
And he stands and delivers. Maxwell, had he hit,
he would have been out.
Would have been out.
Risky run. Hit straight to Nick.
Got to take some chances now. Ingram on strike, and that's a beautiful chip off his feet to square leg boundary for 4. He just chipped that over the top.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a great ball. Then he was able to get it behind square. Colin Ingram. It was a slow ball. And he just walked across his crease and just went off. Well, he rolled his fingers over that one, Billy.
Yeah.
He was nearly back foot was when he touched the stump there. Beautiful shot.
You're listening to Big Bash Nation for McDonald's. The McRib and El Maco are back at Macca's this summer.
Great to have your company wherever you're watching and listening, and boy, is that a catch taken by Fletcher, and the dance to go with it just as good. Huge wicket. The Hurricanes lose a huge wicket because of Fletcher's brilliance.
Oh, it was a fantastic catch. Again, Stanley went wide outside off stump. Colin Ingram threw the bat at it. Didn't quite get it out of the middle, and it went a long way, though. He ran around and took a pretty good catch, and yeah, very good catch, in fact. And then did a real look-at-me celebration and have a geese at him on the tiles. And a big throw up in the air. Typical West Indian. Yeah, the real showman.
Didn't do a lot with the bat today, but boy, was that a big catch in the context of the Melbourne Stars season and this game. Hurricanes 3 for 139. Fall of the wicket for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au.
Yeah,
so Blundstone Arena. Colin Ingram gone for 17 from 13, but McDermott is still the crease, 86 from 54. If you've joined us in the last minute, Stoinis earlier on for the Melbourne Stars, 97 from 55 was the big difference maker for the Melbourne Stars. They finished their 20 overs, 6 for 183, which left the Hurricanes a target of 184 to chase. The Hurricanes winning the toss and sending the Stars in. And they're in trouble, the Hurricanes, but they can still, if McDermott gets a ton, win this, and he flashes the bat at this outside off stump, too wide, and it's going to be another ball to be delivered by Stanlake. It's a long over.
It's a long over, all right. 2 wides, a wicket, a 6, a 4. It's all happening.
So 3 for 140, chasing 184.
Taken 14 off the over and lost a wicket, but they've still got Ben McDermott in, who's the key man, who needs to get something on this last ball from Stanlake. There's 3 overs left.
And he gives himself room, and he chips it over the top of long on for 4.
18 off.
That's what they needed. 17 overs gone. Hurricanes 3 for 144. chasing 184.
Okay. 40 off 3 overs. It's doable. They finished this power surge now. They took 35. They lost 1 wicket and they took 35 off it, the last 2.
Stars couldn't lose the unlosable game again, could they?
Yeah, they could. They're going to need a lot of... they'd have to be pretty unlucky. I think they'd probably still get home. But overall, out of their 6 overs, a little bit behind the Stars. They were 1 for 54. The Stars took off their 6 overs 2 for 61. And it's Sam Rainbird to bowl the 18th over.
So McDermott's on 90 from 55. I think he had 25 from 25 next to his name. He was running it below 100% at one stage.
He's 25 up 27, I think, at one stage. So McDermott is now 90 off 55.
Tim David on strike, though, here. And he plays this through cover for maybe 2 here. They scamper through, should get a second, and they do get a second. Well run. David's off the strike with a couple.
Peter Hanscom again sliding down the order. He's gone from number 4 and he's still not a bat. The captain, he's slid himself down again. He'll be batting 6 today. He'll come in next.